Ooh. Nah, I can have it right here. I can have it right here. If I feel the need to, it really don't matter. It really don't matter. We chillin'. We vibing. We ain't worried. We ain't worried. Let me see here. Gotta get some early vibes here. Getting this started. We gotta get the party started. We gotta get the party started. Making sure everything's up. We are up. Absolute snooze fest of a game. You are 100% correct. But notice what you said there. Look at that last word in your sentence. Game. We have an actual game. There is a real game being played. Preseason, no preseason. There is an NFL game being played. Not much is happening, but we got an NFL game being played as Carson Beck is on the field. First down here. That's a jump. False start. False start. The very first game of NFL football is playing here, and it's been a mess. It's two teams that are not expected to be great. The Cardinals are expected to be one of the worst, if not the worst team in football, and the Panthers won their division, actually have some good talent, and people think they can definitely do something this year, myself included, but are off to a rough start due to injuries. First down here, Carson Beck hands the ball off. Not much here. A pickup of maybe one or two. What's going on, Josh? How are you doing, my guy? We are here. It's the Hall of Fame game. It's a snooze fest, but guess what? An actual game's being played. For the first time in 6 months, an actual football game is playing live, and we can watch it. It's NFL players, at least for now, on the field competing. You gotta appreciate the preseason for what it is. Second down and 10. Carson Beck gonna hand the ball off here. Very conservative with the play calling. A pickup of a yard, maybe two. Who knows? But you guys have to be appreciative of what the preseason brings to the table. See, the regular season, you're competing for a playoff spot. So everything's on the line. You're trying to win your division. You're trying to make the playoffs. You want to compete for January. In the playoffs, you are competing directly for the Super Bowl. But in the preseason, it's different. You're competing for your life. 3rd and 7. Carson Beck in the shotgun, going deep. He's got a wide open man, and it's completed up to the 40-yard line. That is a great throw by Carson Beck. First down, Cardinals. It's going to take him to the 40. Brooks puts a double move here on the corner. Beautiful play. He gets open. Carson Beck finds him in space, and he goes up to the 40. Great throw by Carson Beck. Beautiful route by Brooks, and a first down for the Arizona Cardinals. 1st and 10. Here we go. Fake the handoff. A rollout for Beck. He's going to toss it here. And it's a pickup of maybe 3 or 4 yards. Listen to me. It's the preseason. These are grown men that are fighting for their lives. 75 to 80% of these individuals will be updating their LinkedIns at the end of this month. Let them have this. This is what is needed. 2nd down and 7. Beck hands the ball off, and you get a nice hole here. First down for the Cardinals. Knight goes right through the middle of the offensive line, cuts straight through the middle. Nice gap that was made by the offensive line, and the Cardinals are in Panthers territory. They're putting together a nice little drive here. They're in Panthers territory. But like I said, guys, this is the preseason game. This is the preseason. We already know that most of these guys that are playing aren't going to be here in a month. Another rollout here. Beck's going to check it down. He gets it to to the tight end here for a couple yards gained. Second down coming up here for the Cardinals. It was weird seeing Tomlin on the NBC set. Gonna miss him in Pittsburgh, but change was needed. Yeah, now it's the, what is it? Mike McCarthy era. Have fun with that. Second and 5, play fake. Beck fires over the middle of the field. It is caught. Another completion here for the Arizona Cardinals as they continue to move the chains. They're putting together a nice drive here. This is a good look. I'm not gonna lie. They're doing great right now. Handoff here on first down. A pickup of about 3, maybe 4. Second down coming up here for the Cardinals. All right, second down here. Let's have some fun. These men are fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their jobs. A lot of them going to be updating their LinkedIn in a month. Go out there and make a play. Beck fires, caught. And he is short. The receiver is a yard short. Third down coming up here for the Cardinals. They're putting together a nice drive. And Carson Beck is looking good. He's looking good here. Obviously, it's a preseason. You're going up against, threes and third stringers and fourth stringers and guys that are just looking to try to make a roster spot. But again, it's his first year in the league, even though he's a grown man. But it's his first year in the league. Third down and 1. A handoff here. Good blocking by the offensive line, and the Cardinals are going to pick up the first down. Knight picks up 3. First down, Cardinals. good players. And then there's the whole eye test. Like, he walks out here in his first quarter, he looks like he's an NFL quarterback. 10 plays, 83 yards here on this drive. They started at their own 4-yard line. This could be a 96-yard drive here. First and 10. Beck under center once again. Beck looks like a pro. He's going to hand the ball off here and a pickup of about 5 yards. Second down coming up here for the Cardinals. Again, Carson Beck looks like a pro. I don't think Carson Beck's not someone with a high ceiling. He's not someone with immense talent. He's not somebody that has unique skills. Carson Beck can be an NFL quarterback because he has a high floor and a high ceiling. Sorry, he has a high floor but a low ceiling. So he can be an NFL quarterback. He's just not talented. He can run an offense. He's just not majorly skilled. But he can run an offensive system. As Beck fires into the end zone. Caught! He's short at the 1. I thought he was in the end zone. He's short at the 1-yard line. First and goal here. Carson Beck fired that ball over the middle. Had a receiver open. I could have sworn he was in the end zone. Let's take a look at this. He's down at the 1. That knee went down. He's down at the 1. And that is going to end the first quarter here. This is a long drive for the Arizona Cardinals. 1 quarter has been played. Welcome back, football. We missed you. Carson Beck looks like a pro. He looks nice. He's making good throws. Yes, he's going up against guys that are going to be changing their LinkedIn profiles in a month. Some of these guys aren't going to be in the league in a month. I get it. But he at least looks the part of an NFL quarterback. So you got to give him credit. He looks the part of an NFL quarterback. Nasty part is the commentators were already getting into it about this potentially being a quarterback controversy, which, again, it won't be difficult to beat out Jacoby Brissett, if we're going to be honest. But obviously, Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter. They paid him that contract. Unless he gets hurt, there's no reason they'd play Carson Beck. But you never know how these things can go. It is what it is. Anyway, football. Football is back. Football is back, which means the commentary's back. I'm back at it. Happy to be here. It's a new season. We coming at it with new energy. I gotta say, guys, y'all know me as the Ravens fan. We gonna be covering it. This is gonna be a brand new era, brand new season, and a brand new mindset for me when it comes to the commentary. Everything's brand new, so I don't feel the need to get overly negative or be pessimistic. A big part of why we were doing that on the channel the last couple years is because it was more so the same. When you're in purgatory, when you're in limbo, you already know what's happening. What's going on, Loyal? Appreciate you stopping by. Football's back, my friend. Football is back. But yeah, when you already know what's gonna happen and you're in limbo and you know the same thing's gonna happen every single year, you get tired. You get tired. Thoughts on the Ravens' new uniforms? I love them. I really do love that all black helmet that we have that we're gonna wear when we have our blackout game, which I believe is probably gonna be a Sunday night game. It might be a Thursday night game. I might look to go to that. But I like the new uniforms. I like the new unis, and I love the new helmet. That new black helmet, I love it. So it's a it's a great uniforms for a great new era of Ravens football. I love that they made it. It's awesome. First and goal at the 1 yard line. In fact, it's the half-yard line here. Beck under center here. Hand this ball off and get in the end zone for the first touchdown of the season. And he's in. Touchdown, Cardinals. The first touchdown of the NFL season. Obviously, preseason, yada, yada, yada. But the first touchdown of football being back. The Cardinals just put together a 13-play, 96-yard drive, went down the field in 7 minutes, and scored the first touchdown of this NFL season, yada, yada, yada. Gibbs and Robinson got paid. So did Jonathan Taylor. Today, well, these last 2 days, it was, or 2 or 3 days, however long this is, the last couple of days has been a major win for running backs, getting paid the money they deserve. Congratulations to Gibbs. Congratulations to Bijan. Congratulations to Jonathan Taylor. All of them deserve their contracts. And running backs, this is a massive dub for them today. Extra point is up and good, and the Cardinals strike first. This is a fantastic day. A fantastic couple of days for running backs. What's going on, John? Appreciate you stopping by. Football is back, my friend. Yeah, it's the preseason, but football is back. Looking forward to seeing Jacoby Lane next Saturday. Dude, I'm looking forward to seeing this preseason game. There's so many players I want to see out on the field, but more so, I'm looking for 2 things. Jesse Minter's already going to be calling the defense, so he's going to play that role. But I'm looking forward to seeing Jesse Minter manage the game as a head coach. That should be fun to see. I'm also looking forward to seeing Declan Doyle call plays. This first game, Declan Doyle was going to be in the booth for the first game because it's going to be our home game. He said he was going to be in the booth. The second game is going to be on the road. He's going to be on the field calling plays for that second preseason game, and he'll come to a decision as to whether or not he wants to be in the booth or he wants to be on the field, and he'll just make that adjustment as, you know, as we move forward. So I'm looking forward to that first preseason game because there's a good chunk of guys I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do on the field. I think everybody wants to see Jacoby Lane go out there and just showcase his talents because he's been killing it in camp so far. Let him go out there and get some contested catches. So, yeah, it's great to see. It is a great thing to see. But, yeah, it's a new season, guys. So we're coming with new energy, a new mindset. I'm not going to be sitting here yelling at this team. I've already said this. This football team is going to lose games this year. It's not about the wins and losses. It's about how you win and how you lose. We, as the fans, are going to notice whether or not this is the same old story with the Ravens or if it's a different conversation. If you are competing and it's a situation where it comes down to the wire and we just don't get it done, in the end, if it's a competitive game and then it just comes down to, well, their offense had the ball last second and they got in the field goal range and beat us that way, you lose a game like that, you can live with that. Well, if we get down to the goal line and we get stopped, we just didn't execute in the goal line, we'll be like, all right, man, tough loss, but we know in these situations moving forward, we got to execute. How you win and how you lose football games will matter, and us, the fans, will see the differences between this new era and this new team compared to what we were dealing with for the last 10 plus years. So how you win and how you lose does matter. If they come out here and blow double-digit leads, that's going to be a problem. And it's already been addressed. Marlon Humphrey was on the Lodge podcast, and he talked about how Jesse Minter has emphasized finishing games. And Minter, on multiple occasions, has brought up the fact that this team led the league in double-digit blown leads and how they need to finish games. So Minter already knows that's an issue. They've already been working towards that. They're looking to address that. I don't see this team blowing double-digit leads this season. I don't. That is something they've been actively working towards. But there will be losses. Understand, this team's not going, 20-0. This team's not going 20-0. There's going to be losses. But it's about how you win and how you lose in this league. We're going to notice if this is a different football team by how they play on Sundays. And I'm going to assess that. So this upcoming season, I'm not going to be yelling and screaming because there's no reason to yell and scream. It's a new era. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some good moments and some bad moments. First down here for the Panthers to move the chains. So there's going to be some good moments and some bad moments. But we, the fans, are going to notice if this is the same old story with the Ravens or this is a different team and they're performing and executing at a different level from what they were in previous years. Everything we've seen so far with the coaches, with the mentality, the breath of fresh air, the way the players have been talking, everything we've been seeing so far, completely different from anything we had seen in previous years. This feels like an entirely different era, as it should. 1st and 10, Kenny Pickett rolls out, checks it down here. You got a wide open man that's getting into Cardinals territory. 1st down, Panthers, moving the chains. So we're going to notice the difference. One thing they've been emphasizing is being as detailed as possible. So they're working on the smaller details. They're working on execution. They're working on, these late game situations and being prepared for it. So we're going to see. I have not seen that yet. I plan to see it this weekend. I already saw a Spider-Man movie, but I hadn't seen Odyssey yet. 1st and 10. Throw over the middle. It is caught. Nice completion here for a pickup of about 5 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Panthers. So yeah, we're going to know if this is a different Ravens team. And I'm going to address this team differently. I'm not going to be sitting here yelling, this team stinks, this team. No. We're in a different era now. When we lose, I'm like, all right, we're going to address what happened. How did we lose this game? What can we learn from this game? How we're going to improve? It's a different coaching staff. It's a different era. It's the Minter era. We have a different mindset. Kenny Pickett breaks out of a tackle, steps up, fires. Why didn't he just run for the 1st down? He tried to force the pass into a tight window, incomplete pass, 3rd and 6. Kenny could have just ran for the 1st down. Kenny, just run. You broke out of 2 tackles. Just take off. Pick up the 1st down. But yeah, we're going to notice the difference. And we'll be here for the preseason, and we'll talk about that. We'll see small little things here, but I expect this team to be vastly different. Whether they're going to win the Super Bowl or not, that's a different question. But in terms of how they play on Sundays, they should be a much different team. And that is the best possible scenario for us to be able to live in as Ravens fans. A wide open receiver was found. Kenny Pickett got it to him. 1st down, Panthers. So yeah, I can't wait to see the preseason game. It won't give us an indication of how this team's going to play in the regular season, but legitimately, we have to see differences here. Quarterback decision-making is key. Absolutely, which is why I love a lot of the stuff they're doing with Lamar. Lamar obviously is going to be I'm not trying to spoil it for you, but in terms of what this offense is, because I've been up there, I've been to the camp, I've seen the practices, they primarily have Lamar under center. And they're doing a lot of pre-motion and a lot of adjustments. Pre-motions. Wait, Kenny Pickett going deep to the end zone. Incomplete. Tight coverage. They got Lamar Jackson under center. He's primarily under center in camp in these practices. That's going to be the offense he runs. They're going to have him under center, which is going to help out a lot in terms of deceiving defenses and keeping them on their toes. Because when over the last 2 years, when Derrick Henry's been on the field, teams know we're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. When he's been off the field, they know we're not going to run it. So we've been predictable as an offense in terms of how that's going. We've just been able to still make plays despite the fact that we're predictable. With this offense, we're not going to be predictable because you're not going to know whether or not we're handing it to Derrick Henry or we're going to initiate play action. And we're primarily going to be living under center and initiating a lot of play action. Nice play over the middle. Picks up huge yardage to the goal line inside the 5. First and goal here for the Panthers. So we're going to see different aspects, man. We are going to see different aspects here. Lamar Jackson's doing a lot of work under center. There's a lot of pre-motion in this offense. There's a lot of cadence utilized in this offense. So it's going to be different. So, yeah, decision-making from the quarterback is always going to be key. But, again, it's Lamar. I trust his decision-making. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in football since he's been in the league. And he's one of the best decision-makers in football. Doesn't mean he won't make mistakes or make errant throws or make bad plays. The greatest players ever played this game, the greatest quarterbacks ever played this game, have made those type of mistakes. It happens. But Lamar's decision-making is why he's one of the best. And the Panthers respond with a touchdown of their own. Dillon into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. So, yeah, quarterback decision-making is key, but when you got one of the best quarterbacks in football, you're not concerned with his decision-making, especially because Lamar Jackson isn't the turnover machine. He's one of the most efficient quarterbacks. Yeah, you could bring up the playoffs, though. I mean, the turnovers are there. No question the turnovers have been there in the playoffs, and that's something he himself has to clean up. Turnovers have been there. But, throughout the man's career, he's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in football, and his decision-making has been one of the best. So I know what I'm getting from Lamar, but him primarily being under center is going to take this offense to a new level. And I know Declan Doyle, who's been throwing a lot of these guys, is going to be ready to go come week 1. Extra point is up and good, and this game is tied. Not a Ravens fan, but the only time you should be yelling is the fact that GTA 6 will not be on physical disc. That is true. I mean, we've already been yelling about that. But yeah, there's no reason to really yell this season if you're a Ravens fan, but that's not going to stop people from yelling. You already know it's a different era. This isn't us yelling and banging our heads on the wall, being like, it's the same thing every year. This team don't change every single year. No, there's none of that. It's an entirely different team. It's an entirely different coaching staff. It's a brand new era. It's the Minter era. There's going to be losses that this team's going to take. There's only been one team in the history of football that's never lost a game, and that was the Dolphins in the 70s that went 14-0. The closest was when the Patriots nearly went 19-0, but didn't get the job done, 18-1. So you're going to lose games. Understand, you're going into the season knowing you're going to lose games. No matter how great this team is, you're going to lose games. The Seahawks dominated the playoffs. They lost games. You're going to lose football games, but it's not about losing. It's about how you lose and how you can learn from that. We're tired. We know we're going to lose games, but how is that going to happen? We want to see changes. If this team loses a tightly contested game that comes down to the wire and we lose it, okay, fine. That happens. It came down to the wire. Maybe the execution wasn't there perfectly. Maybe it's a situation where like I said earlier, we got stopped at the goal line. It came down to us having to score at the goal line. We had 4 attempts. We couldn't get into the end zone. The execution in the red zone wasn't there that day. So we got to be better at executing in the red zone. Like, again, we will have things to point to as to why we lost and what we need to improve on and what we need to get better at so that we are ready come January. But there should be no actual reason to be like, oh, yeah, it's the same story. And there's no reason we should be losing games the way we were losing before. Having a 15-point lead with 4 minutes left in the game and you lose, that's unheard of. We should not be losing games like that. Being up 21 points in the fourth quarter and you lose the game, that's unheard of. You should not be losing that game. Yet we lost games like that. So, yeah, we're going to notice that there's a difference. When I heard it was going to be digital, I nearly smashed my TV. Yeah, I mean, it's just a new era, man. That's how it's going. But yeah, we're gonna see differences between this Ravens squad and the Ravens squad we had seen in previous years. This is definitely going to be a new team, a different team, a team that's that's more focused on the details and executing those details and being ready for any situation. This team is going to be ready to go come week 1. There's going to be some growing pains here and there, but past that, they should be fine. It is a 7-7 game with 10:56 left to go here in the first half of the Hall of Fame preseason game. Both offenses were able to score here on their second offensive drives. So you're all even at 7 apiece. That's a penalty. That's a penalty that did not go. That ball did not go to the 20, so that's going to be good field position for the Cardinals. Adam Vinatieri. Brady would have, 4 rings if it wasn't for Vinatieri? The greatest kicker in NFL history. Adam Vinatieri, 1st and 10 here. Here comes Carson Beck going deep. He's got an open man. Can he hit him? He's got it. What a catch inside the 15. Beautiful throw by Carson Beck, and the receiver Brooks goes and gets it. A huge play for the Cardinals, and Carson Beck is cooking right now. And a flag on the play. It's going to be on the defense. Yep, illegal contact on the defense. That was a beautiful throw by Carson Beck. And that secondary is getting cooked. Let me take a look at this. Brooks again with a deep ball. Once again, Brooks, another move. He puts another move on the corner, gets open in space, locates the ball, and catches it. Wow, this Brooks kid's making plays tonight. And Carson Beck just puts it out there. Again, veteran player because he was in college for 12 million years. He can be an NFL quarterback. Not saying he's going to be anything elite, but he can be an NFL quarterback. And this Brooks kid's making himself known tonight. Oh, my goodness. 2 deep balls that he has caught. Second down and 4. Let's see if this can end in a touchdown pass. Let's get a touchdown pass here for Carson Beck. He's making good throws today. 2nd and 4. Play fake. He's got to throw it away. Pressure immediately came. Good defense there by the Panthers. 3rd down and 4 here. They're going to bring some pressure once again. Let's see how Carson Beck can deal with this because he tried to roll out. Thornton was there on the pressure, forcing Beck to just get the ball out. Incomplete pass. 3rd down coming up here for the for the Arizona Cardinals. Panthers defense looking to make a stop here, force the field goal. They are sending pressure. Carson Beck, 9 of 11 for 130 yards passing. He's looking good. I got to go take a look at the stats and see what Brooks is, because he has, 4 catches? Arizona's going to call a timeout. Rosengarten's going to be the next Falele, and mark my words. Dude, you are so scarred, man. Look, Harbaugh has scarred you so much, bro. Harbaugh has scarred you so much. You can't even put trust in Dwayne Ledford being able to develop these guys. You are so scarred by Harbaugh that you're sitting here saying Rosengarten's going to be the next Falele. This is just negativity. Dude, it's a new era. John's gone. He can't hurt you anymore. Show some damn optimism. My goodness, dude. Show some damn optimism. Harbaugh's done scarred some of y'all, man. Can we see what Rosengarten can do? We all admitted that the offensive line was suffering because Falele and Voorhees were trash. Can we see? Guess who was next to Falele? Rosengarten. Let's see what the guy does with Dwayne Ledford's coaching. If we believe in his coaching staff in terms of development, let's see what happens. Carson Beck throws a fade. It's caught at the back of the end zone. Touchdown. What's his name? Fetko or Feheco. I don't know how to pronounce that. But touchdown Cardinals. Rosengarten looks like Swiss cheese at practice. That don't mean he looks like Swiss cheese at practice. There's been a few reps where he's lost That's it. There's been a few reps where he's been beat, and the only person that they've reported that he's been beat against has been Tavius Robinson, who's been beating everybody in front of him. But that's it. The only aspects that you're talking about in terms of Rose Garden looking like Swiss cheese, the reports, I've been out there. The only person that's beaten Rosengarten has specifically been Tavius Robinson. That's it. So does that speak for Tavius Robinson's abilities in terms of what he's going to be this year? Or does that mean he should automatically be Swiss cheese because one guy is consistently beating him? It's not like he's getting beat by anyone else off the edge. I haven't heard Mike Green coming to that side and beating Rosengarten. I haven't heard Zion Young beating him. It's literally just been Tavius Robinson. So again, Hardball has scarred you, bro. I can tell. Hardball has scarred you. Hardball has clearly scarred you. You can't even trust in Dwayne Ledford to develop these guys. Rosengarten's heading into year 3, and you can't trust one of the best offensive line coaches to get Rosengarten to where he needs to be. That's insane. Hardball has scarred you. Who does Beck think he is? He is an NFL pro-ready quarterback. He does not have a high ceiling, but he has a high flow. He can run the offense. He can make good throws. Again, he's also going up against a bunch of guys that are going to be updating their LinkedIn in a month. But still, this guy can be an NFL quarterback. He can win you games in the NFL. He does not have a high ceiling, but he does have a high floor. He can run an NFL offense. He will be fine. I'm a Steelers fan, but my best friend is a Ravens fan. Ravens play in Charlotte in late November. I want to support him. Next day is his B-day, but I may have to work. Always makes me... Oh, I always work... Oh, you always work on Sundays? That's unfortunate. But yeah, dude, man, Harbaugh got you. Harbaugh done scarred you. Harbaugh done scarred you. You can't even trust one of the best offensive line coaches to develop Rosengarten, who's entering year 3. And again, the only reports we have gotten of Rosengarten getting beat was specifically in the reps against Tavius Robinson, who's been a monster out there in general in practice. So maybe this should say something about, maybe this says more about what Tavius Robinson is going to be, as opposed to Roger Rosengarten, who's only been getting beat against one guy. Andrews, Bateman, and Loop will ruin the season for the Ravens. Harbaugh's got you so feared, but I'm not going to lie. Harbaugh has you in a chokehold. That man done scarred you so much, you've got straight up fear for everybody. Yep, so Andrews, Bateman, and Loop will ruin the season for the Ravens. All right, bro, don't watch this year then. If the season's already going to be ruined, you can't even trust the new coaching staff. Harbaugh's got you so whipped. He's got you so scarred, you can't even trust in this new coaching staff. If Andrews ain't playing well, you don't trust him Minter to take him out. You got Hibner. You don't even trust in this coaching staff to be able to make the right decisions. If guys aren't playing well, guess what? They can sit on the bench. We got other talent. If Bateman ain't doing nothing, you don't think we could just move towards Jacoby Lane? You don't even trust in this coaching staff being able to make adjustments. That's how much Harbaugh has hurt you. So if that's the mindset you have, bro, don't watch the season. Don't watch the season. Incomplete pass there. He was open too. My God, man. Harbaugh's got a lot of y'all still scarred. How much damage has Harbaugh done to this fan base? Well, you can't even trust in the new coaching staff to be able to make the right decisions in this moment. Already making assumptions, Andrews, Bateman, and Loop gonna ruin it. Harbaugh's done, yeah, Harbaugh did damage. Harbaugh has scarred these fans, man. He has scarred these fans beyond belief that they can't even trust the coaching staff to do their job. If Andrews is out there dropping passes, you don't think Declan Doyle's gonna take him out? Declan Doyle, who has literally been somebody that's focused on attention to details. That's a nice throw over the middle of the field. First down, Panthers. Oh my goodness. It's because Harbaugh never did that. Yeah, Harbaugh never took those players out. So this dude's still operating like it's the Harbaugh era. He's got these fans seriously hurt. He has scarred this fan base majorly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. First down and 10 here. Kenny Pickett. Actually, wait, is that still Kenny Pickett? Who is this? Oh, it's King. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Kenny Pickett is, okay, Haynes King, who played at Georgia Tech and was the ACC Player of the Year. I don't know who this is. I don't watch that much college football. I have no idea who this is. But this dude King's out there for the Panthers. And he's putting together a nice drive. They're in Cardinals territory here. 2nd down and 6. King in the shotgun here. He's going to take the snap, looking, taking a shot down the field. Incomplete, could not connect with his receiver. But my goodness, bro, Harbaugh got y'all so hurt that you can't even trust the coaching staff to make adjustments. Buddy, if Andrews is out there getting cooked, you think Declan Doyle, who everybody's been actively talking about, has been very, very detailed, very specific, and somebody that is not going to accept mistakes? You think he's just going to leave Andrews out there if Andrews is getting cooked when they could bring in someone like Hibner, or we could switch it to be more receiver aspect? If something ain't working, they're not going to stand around and just say, all right, we're going to stick with it. 3rd and 6, a pass over the middle, it's caught. 1st down. You don't expect adjustments from Declan Doyle when they talk about how detailed this man is, how much of an offensive maniac this dude is, and how he doesn't accept mistakes and failures. He hates that. Well, not doesn't accept. He doesn't tolerate mistakes. With how detailed he is, you honestly believe, you truly believe that if those guys are out there ruining the game, they're not going to make adjustments? Come on, man. Do better. How has Harbaugh got y'all so hurt like this? A pass over the middle, incomplete. Here's a question. If Loop starts missing field goals consistently, will Minter and EDC find someone else or stick with them? I would assume they'd be looking somewhere else. If he's not making field goals in game, they will definitely look to make changes. Again, this is not John Harbaugh. He's got you hurt so much you believe they're just going to accept things. Even Minter talked about potentially having competition if the need is there. They're going to keep giving opportunities to Luke because that's somebody they drafted. But if it comes down to it and they need to make some sort of change, they will bring in guys for competition. Minter already said that. Again, Harbaugh's got y'all so scarred, you can't even trust in the new coaching staff to not be the old coaching staff. Harbaugh's got you so hurt that you can't actually believe that a coach would make an adjustment. We ain't got to bring Lamar into this, man. The guy, he scrambled, showed a little speed. You ain't got to bring Lamar into this, bro. 3rd down and 2. King's going to take the snap. Fires. Caught. 1st down. They'll bring in someone if Luke doesn't play up to par. Yeah, that's what they do. Replacing a kicker mid-season doesn't usually work out well, though. My Steelers can't disappoint me this season because Scream 7 already disappointed me so much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's... I don't know if that's going to really help you out here. The Steelers can absolutely disappoint you. And what would be a disappointing season? What would actually be a disappointing season? Not making the playoffs? Because like, even if y'all make the playoffs and don't win a playoff game, that's just the norm at this point. King rolls out here. He's going to fire across the middle. He's got an open man into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. And Carolina, once again, is going to respond to the Cardinals' touchdown. Remember, kicking field goals ain't even the biggest problem with it. It's kickoffs, which is something they're also working on, and it's also been discussed, and it's also an aspect that they're looking to fix. But again, if he's not working out, they'll bring someone in. Do y'all Ravens fans remember when Harbaugh actually did it? Cut Billy after the 2011 AFC title game loss? Yeah, that happened after the loss. And I remember he did that. I also remember them cutting our offensive coordinator, though that wasn't really a Harbaugh decision, but they did do it. Why is Bate and Andrew still on the team? Our front office is not serious. Andrew and Bate are both under contract. You want them to just cut them randomly and take them? You understand they would have to eat that money. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? First of all, Andrew's already got a contract extension last year. What do you expect to do? They gave him... You could be mad at EDC's mindset from last year. Andrew's got an extension. There's nothing you could do about that. You could hope maybe they look for a trade if he's not working out, but that's an EDC thing to do. They already gave him an extension. And then with Bateman, I think he only got a 2-year extension heading into 2024. So technically, I believe this is his last season. So there's no reason to cut him right now. You could play him, and then if he doesn't live up to expectations, he'll be gone. But they expect to use Bateman in this offense. And actually, Bateman's actually been doing well in training camp. Bateman's been catching the ball. Bateman's been making plays. He made multiple plays today. He had a great catch. He had 2 contested catches. A contested catch against Nate Wiggins in tight coverage, which was a perfect throw from Lamar, and a contested catch against Marlon Humphrey. Also, Bateman's contract is incredibly cheap for a receiver. Incredibly cheap for a receiver. So again, saying why are they still on the team? Because they're paid. You do realize you can't just cut them and then you can't cut them and assume the money's gonna magically disappear. That's not how that works. We would be a better football team overnight if Bateman and Andrews ceased to exist. That's what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You could have sat back and said we'd be a better team if they just weren't on the roster. You don't have to like them, but saying cease to exist, guys, it's a game. These are human beings you're talking about. What is wrong with you? What do you mean the team would be better overnight if they ceased to exist? Do you actually understand what you're saying? I know you understand what you're saying. That's a messed up thing to say. Dude, it's a football game. What is wrong with you? You could have just sat back and said, I feel the team would be better if both of them went on the roster. You said you feel the team would be better if they just ceased to exist. What is actually wrong with you? Like, mentally, what is actually wrong with you? It's a football game. Those are human beings. What are you saying, dude? Come on. This ain't your first time here. Be better. Be a better human being. Be a better human being. That's all I'm going to say. Be a better human being. You ain't got to like players on your team, but saying cease to exist? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. You know the words to say there. If you don't have to like the player. You can want him off the team. We wanted Falele off the team. I'm not going to say the team would be better if he ceased to exist. These are human beings. What is wrong with you? What is actually wrong with you? Come on, kid, grow up, bro. Bro, grow up. Grow up. This ain't the time to grow up, dude. Grow up. It ain't never that serious, bro. Grow up. Grow up. That is a messed up thing to say. These are human beings you're talking about. Football can disappear today and everybody will be fine. These are human lives you're talking about. No. I don't care about that. Wasn't the point. You know what to say here, my friend. You could have just said I personally feel the team would be better off if they just weren't on the roster. You said they'd be better off if they ceased to exist. Be better. Be better, dog. Be better. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Be better. Be better. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Y'all like saying some wild stuff about human beings that are playing the game. Be better. Be better. Come on, dog. Be better. Trust me, Andrews is disappointing me in camp. He's dropping passes every day. I'm actually ready for him to be gone if he's not going to hold on to the football. But I ain't going to wish for the man to cease to exist. Come on, man. Be better. Be better. People are too harsh on Bate. He gets 30 less targets than Zay, but expects Zay numbers. Honestly, Monken did not really utilize Bateman as much as he can. But at the same time, in the opportunities Bateman got, he was terrible. So, he gets another chance. I personally would have been fine if he wasn't on this team. If they would have moved off of Bateman, I wouldn't have been mad. If they would have moved off Bateman, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have been mad. But he's here. And if he don't execute again, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. If Bateman don't execute, I don't want to hear no excuses. Declan Doyle is going to utilize them. Go out there and execute. Otherwise, you can leave. You can leave. What's going on, legend? How you doing, my guy? How you doing, my guy? But yeah, Bateman, again, he's going to have his opportunity. He's here. They obviously believe in him, and he's going to have his opportunity. If he disappoints, bro, he can get the stepping. They ain't giving him an extension, so he'll be gone. 2nd and 15 here. Nice throw right there. 1 yard short. 1 yard short. The football toxicity is back, man. You know, I talked about this, bro. I've been tweeting about this on Twitter. Take me back to the World Cup. Take me back to the World Cup. I don't want to deal with this, man. Take me back to the World Cup where there was peace, man. Take me back. Let me go back and watch. I want to see Mbappe again. I want to see Haaland. Take me back to the World Cup so I ain't got to deal with this nonsense again. That was a good time, man. I missed the World Cup. That was a good time. We're actually enjoying stuff. Come on, man. Take me back to that. Let me go watch Cape Verde do their thing again. All right. Why are you getting so emotional, man? I always do this. This ain't new. I always do this. Like I said, we are football fans. We ain't never got to take it to the toxic level. Because, again, I'm not a fan of toxicity in sports. That's just me personally. I'm not a fan of toxicity in sport, and I call it out. But the thing about it is, I call it out, but I'm never gonna stop you guys from saying whatever you want. I'm never gonna block you. I'm never gonna stop people from saying. This is an open and free platform. You are free to say whatever you want. We're gonna have a discussion. It's fine. We don't have to agree, but we'll have our discussion. We'll say our things here, and then we'll go our separate ways. But yeah, it's just sports, dude. Like, these people are human beings. I think sometimes we forget these people are human beings. Okay? And people get toxic. This is a mild level of toxic. Things get really toxic when you start looking at people that are putting serious bread on these games. When you start putting your paychecks on these games, the toxicity level goes up majorly. But I always address these things like that. Like, come on, bro. We got to be better. All right, let's keep football, man. Let's keep football. We ain't got to be overly toxic. Because I'm somebody that always calls out the toxicity. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and be toxic at the same time. So that's usually what I do. But again, it's an open platform. Y'all are free to say whatever you want. And I'm free to say whatever I want. I'm never going to block you. Be like, oh, how dare you say this toxic nonsense. I won't stand for that on my channel. Block. Nah. In fact, I probably really should do that. But like, I've had so many people in the chat actively tell me to block people, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let y'all speak your piece. Plenty of trolls come through the chat, and I just let them do what they gotta do, and then let them go on their day. And it's a free public platform, and I'm gonna let you guys say what you gotta say. We could talk about it, we can debate, and go about our day. You know, it's a sport. It's a free platform where we talk sports here. So, you know, that's how it is. Is that a fumble? Ooh, that's a fumble. But he got it back. Did Carolina get that? No, I think Carolina got that back. All right. Let's see here. Game is mildly competitive. Yeah, both sides are actually being competitive. They're putting up some points. Andrew's dropping passes in practice. Bro, it's not even just that, dude. These drops are embarrassing drops. When I'm saying these drops are embarrassing drops, because we're getting the reports where the ball is like Mars delivering the ball, he's catching it, and then he gets contact from behind where like a defender just hit him, you know, just bumped into him like it was about to be a tackle, and then he just drops the ball afterwards. Like, dude, you can't hold on to the football. Every day he's dropping the ball. And again, it happened today where he just, once again, some defender makes contact with him and he can't hold on to the ball. That man's hands are gone. If he's doing that in the regular season, bro, pack it up. Pack it up, bro. Pack it up. It's not as messed up as Steelers fans wishing Matt Canada died on 9/11. Again, that's another messed up thing, bro. It's sports. Why are you wishing death on human beings because of a sports game? Like, please, these are the type of fans I never want to associate with people like that. It's sports, man. Okay, it's sports. Wishing death on somebody because of a sports game, that's mental illness right there. Be better. All right? You can be mad. I'm not gonna lie. You can sit back and call for the man's job if you want. If you want to sit back and say he should be fired, he should be cut, fine. He's not doing his job. He shouldn't be in that role if he can't do his job. But wishing death on somebody over a football game is insanity to me. And that's why, again, I have plenty of people I know that aren't sports fans. That's why non-sports fans will look at sports fans and think they're insane. We're going to wish death on somebody because they're not doing a good job with play calling. We're going to wish death on somebody because they're constantly getting beaten blocks. Like, come on. Non-sports fans look at us like we're insane people that shouldn't be anywhere near any public facility because of comments like that. And then you add to the aspect of people fighting in stadiums, and it just gets worse. But I've also made the argument that when it comes to fans, people are toxic in general. And it's not just sports fans. You could see it with music fans. If you were around, just throwing it out, it's been a couple years. If you were around for the whole situation between Drake and Kendrick, that was toxic. Anime fans can be toxic as hell, especially when they're debating, oh, my series is better than that series. The amount of disgusting, toxic comments that have come out between One Piece fans and Naruto fans, fandom in general, music, sports, anime, comedy, game, The gaming community is incredibly toxic, which we all grew up with that. But yeah, as long as human beings are human beings, it's always gonna be this way. We as human beings are just innately toxic. Some of us know how to act, and others can't contain themselves. And that's where toxicity comes. So it's not really just a sports thing, it's just a life thing. That's still not a good thing. You just wish they suddenly disappeared. Again, just say that you could have just said this team would be better if both of these guys were no longer on the roster. This team would be better if both of these guys are cut. Even I'm not even just saying that. You didn't double down, but you just now switched and said what I meant by cease to exist, I meant they just suddenly disappear. That's still not a good thing. What is wrong with you? That's still not a good thing. Oh, I don't wish death on them. I just want them to disappear suddenly. Huh? Oh my God. I'm just thinking like I have so many non-sports people in my life that if I would to have said a sentence like that to them, they would have looked at me like I was insane. I'm like, man, you like, dude, you're really, because I was talking with my cousin and stuff. You're really passionate about this team, man, and you keep talking about your head coach John Harbaugh. He's terrible. I couldn't imagine me being in the conversation with my cousin. Man, John Harbaugh, man, this team would be so much better if he just ceased to exist. They would have looked at me like, bro, what? No, I'm not wishing death on him. I just wish he would just suddenly disappear. You mean you just wish he was kidnapped? I'm just saying, like, you guys understand, if you talk to non-sports fans and say things like that, they're gonna look at you like you're insane. What do you mean you wish he would just suddenly disappear? It's not difficult to say I just wish they were cut from the team. This team would be better if they're not playing on Sundays, if they were cut, if they were on a different team. Like, we know the saying to say. But you're saying this team would be better if they just suddenly disappear. That's not a good way to phrase that, my guy. That is not a good way to phrase things. It's like, oh, I'm not wishing death on them. I just want them to suddenly disappear. Huh? Nah, bro. Tell that to a cop and see how he would feel about that. If you told that to an FBI agent, I'm not even gonna get into that because they track these things. But if you said that about a famous person, oh, I'm not wishing death on them. I just want them to suddenly disappear. Carson Beck has been putting together a really solid performance here. 3rd and 4. Beck, pressure's coming. He's gonna step up and he's gonna get sacked. That's a good defensive play right there. Good coverage on the defense, and they're gonna have to settle for a field goal here. Oh my God, bro. Andrews and Bateman are buffoon jokers, embarrassments, and have no place on this team. That's a fine statement. They have no place on this team. You want them to be cut. You want them to no longer be on the team. You want the Ravens to move off of them. That's fine. That statement's okay. That statement is okay. You can't just say you wish these guys would suddenly disappear. Police would look at y'all like y'all crazy. What do you mean you're wishing these guys to suddenly disappear? Cardinals are going to have to settle for a field goal here. Carson Beck's played well today. He's played well today. So here we go. It is a 35-yard field goal here for the Cardinals to regain the lead. The kick is up, and it is good. 35-yard field goal is good for the Cardinals. They take a 17-14 lead with 1:46 left to go here in the first half of this Hall of Fame game. Panthers get the football back with a chance to tie this game or take the lead. They got plenty of time. Let's see if they can put together a good drive. Football fans are toxic. What's new? Oh, that's not new, man. Fans are toxic all the time. I believe in Bateman, this new coaching staff, new era. I'm excited, especially the defense. Let's go. Of course, we have to see in game 2, but I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see what these guys can do. At the end of the day, everyone's getting a clean slate. Go out there and prove yourself. Nope. Everybody has an opportunity to go out there and prove themselves. Marlon Humphrey's been getting cooked in camp. It's up to him to go out and prove himself, bro. Go out there and prove yourself. Every single critic will shut up if you go out there and prove yourself. If you go out there and prove yourself, every critic will shut up. That's how it is. All the criticism that's thrown at you will disappear if you go out there and do your job. That's for multiple players. It's for the team as a whole. So go out there and do your job, and no one will have anything to say about you. Yeah, everybody was flooding Luke's wedding IG posts saying that, dude, they were saying some crazy stuff. Insane stuff being thrown towards Tyler Luke's wedding. That post, that was nasty, man. That was nasty. But that's what fans do all the time. Their team loses and they send death threats to the person responsible. It happens all the time. The amount of times fans send death threats, and not even in just sports, death threats towards artists, death threats towards, dude, they'll send death threats towards artists on video games and animators on series. Everybody gets death threats every time something doesn't go the way. People can be toxic, man. But I think that's just in our human nature. We can be toxic by nature. And again, with life being the way life is tough for everybody. They like to, life may not be going the way you want it to, so you got to find a way to take it out on somebody else. That just seems to be human nature. Nothing we can do about that. But man, toxicity is everywhere, not even just sports. Though I feel like one day we should have a debate in terms of which aspect is the most toxic. Like, are sports fans toxic? Are anime fans toxic? Are music fans toxic? The video game community, are they the toxic ones? Honestly, I'd argue towards video game. Dude, do you understand what was being said in those chats back in the day? Oh my goodness, bro. I'm just saying, we have an argument for the gaming community being the most toxic. But that's a different conversation for a different day. Yeah, Bateman wasn't 100% healthy, but that also plays a role. He's been he hasn't been like majorly injured prone, but he's been playing a lot of these games not healthy. He's got to stay healthy. Lane and Walker are better than Bateman. Bateman is a deep threat and nothing more. Bateman should not be a deep threat. In fact, using him as a deep threat is probably the main reason why he hasn't been producing anything. Why the hell are you using Bateman as a deep threat? He's not a great deep threat. He made some plays in 2024 as a deep threat, but he should not be running those type of routes. This is a guy you could really use. Again, you could be using. You could use him as an outside receiver. You could use him in slants. You can use him around the field. He's not supposed to be a deep threat. The fact that we regulated Bateman to just be a deep threat is probably the main reason why we're not seeing actual production from him. Why are you not utilizing him in the middle of the field? The best route runner on the team, and we're not utilizing him in the middle of the field. Why are we using him as a deep threat only? That's insanity right there. Incomplete pass right there. The best route runner on the team, and we're only regulating him to deep threats, not even trying to utilize him in the intermediate game. That's probably why he wasn't doing anything. What are we doing? Who declared Bateman to just be a deep threat only? No wonder he wasn't doing stuff. He ain't good at being a deep threat. Who's looking at him and saying that's the deep threat down the field? Oh, he scares defenses down the field. Ain't nobody saying that. Nice throw over the middle of the field. I'm just saying that is him being the deep threat is just crazy. No wonder that man wasn't doing something. If that's what we were utilizing, because he showed, if you're talking about the moments where he was able to make plays down the field, which a lot of receivers can do that without even being a deep threat. Nice catch right there. If that's the aspect that we chose to use him for, yeah, I can see why he's not doing anything. Bateman as the deep threat only is insane. That ain't gonna result in anything. No huddle here. They're going quick. People are too harsh on Bateman. He gets 30 less targets than Zay, but expects Zay numbers. I mean, if you look at the amount of targets he got, you're not going to be able to produce much with those targets unless you're like a top 5 receiver. And you wouldn't even be able to put up like 1,000 yards, but you would still put up more than what Bateman put up. Another good throw, another good catch, and they continue to move the chains. Bateman's going to have a good year, hopefully. Hopefully he does. World Cup was mad toxic. It was mostly just the Messi and Ronaldo fans, which Messi and Ronaldo fans have been toxic for the better part of, 15 plus years. So that ain't going to change anytime soon. Ravens need to make Randall RB2 and forget about Hill. Well, again, Randall's got to go show it on the field. Again, the best players are going to be out there. 3rd and 3, a nice completion over the middle of the field. Oh, he breaks the tackle. He gets inside the 20. Like I said, Randall just has to go out there and play. They can't just hand him the RB2 role. Show he can be better than Hill, and then they'll hand him it. I'm actually excited about what Randall can do. I could see him being RB2 and really having Hill be RB3 and be the primary guy that they use out the backfield in the pass game because he is a good running back in terms of he's a good incomplete pass right there. He's a good guy to have in the backfield and catch passes. He does a good job as a running back and being able to do that. And he can run routes well. So I don't mind that being the case. But again, Randall has to go out there and prove it. They can't just hand him the position without him showcasing it. Chandler Rivers has been making noise recently in camp. In these last couple practices, he's been making plays. Same for TJ Tampa. I like what I'm seeing with both of them. Take me back to the soccer FIFA club. At least that was so peaceful. Good times, good times. Second and 10, wide open receiver, and they could not connect. Incomplete. You had a chance for a touchdown there. Third down and 10. Do you hate when people spoil movies for you? Yeah, but thankfully I don't get spoiled as much. Y'all think the hype around Lane is real or just training camp hype? Well, I mean, in terms of what he's doing in training camp, it looks real, but we have to see him actually show it on the field. I want to believe, but the Ravens' track record with wide receivers, man, and again, that comes down to us we have to take a look at this new coaching staff and assess them. We cannot continue to, third down and 10, that's a sack. Flag on the play. Let's see if this is going to be an offensive hold or something. I think this might be on the offense. Might have been a hold there. This looks like it's going to be on the offense. But guys, I understand the hesitation, and we're going to have the hesitation. And again, they have to prove it. But we cannot continue to assess the Ravens in terms of certain aspects like the receiving core. We can't continue to assess them with the same mindset that we cannot assess them like they're the old coaching staff. We cannot assess them like it's the same old story we're seeing. We have no idea what's happening. I've been to these practices. I've been to training camp. I've been to multiple training camps in previous years. I've been to training camp this year. There's clear differences in what they're doing. These guys are actually teaching them. Like what I mean by that is they're actually teaching them. They're practicing drills I've never seen the Ravens practice before. The receivers are practicing drills I've never seen the receivers practice before. Declan Doyle and this offensive coaching staff is hand-on with the offense. Same for Jesse Minter and the defense. They're teaching these guys. They're teaching the fundamentals. They're breaking down the essence of route running, catching the ball. Declan Doyle is actually teaching these guys. We haven't had that before. So again, they have to go out and show it on the field. But we can't continue to assess and try to grade this coaching staff by using the grading scale we have for the previous coaching staff. This is a different coaching staff. And the way they're going about practice and the way training game's been going, and then the several different drills that they're doing compared to previous years, we cannot continue to use the previous criteria to grade this current team and this current coaching staff. No, we got to have a different mindset there. So we'll see. That's a classic, man. That's a classic. I think that was the first video I ever uploaded here. I was bored that day. We live in the United States of America. Freedom of speech exists for a reason. Yeah, freedom of speech for everybody. Hibner might be Andrew's direct replacement. Let him go out there. Hibner's been doing his thing in camp. But yeah, he has to go out there and show it. He's got to go out there and show it. Real, I will never wish death on nobody, not even on my worst enemy. You provide with much needed break from toxicity. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. You mean it would be better if Thanos snapped away those guys? That's still funny. They can get their bricks for hands and fumbleitis off my team. Again, they're on the team. They're not going anywhere. Just hope the coaching staff can get these guys right. And if they're not playing well, just bench them. Henry and Flowers have fumbleitis, but at least they got the skills to back it up. Henry fumbled the ball 3 times last year. Funny enough, that if you actually go and look at his track record, 3 is like the lowest amount. He had 3 fumbles last year. That's the lowest amount of fumbles. Henry in Tennessee was actually fumbling the ball. Like, I think this is really funny when everyone's like, oh, Derrick Henry came to Baltimore and developed fumbleitis. Dude, Derrick Henry was fumbling the ball in Tennessee. In fact, he had 3 fumbles last year. That's not the most amount of fumbles he's had in a season. He had 5 fumbles with Tennessee one year. So it's not like this man hasn't fumbled before, but it's not like it's a lot. And then Flowers, that's another conversation for another day. That's something he got to figure out too. Lamar too. Yeah, again, I will say there are drills that they're enforcing, that they're practicing to make sure they protect the football. And they've been doing that with Derrick Henry and the running backs. They've been doing that with the receivers. But that's a different conversation for a different day. I don't want to speak on. I don't want to really be giving out all the stuff about the new drills and the new things they're doing in practice. I don't know if those are things they really want to be out there. But again, the way they're going about practice is completely different from anything we had seen in previous years. Either way, field goal here for the Panthers. They tie the game up, and we're heading into halftime with this being a tied game. 17-17 after one half here. Insanity from the Cardinals and the Panthers. You actually have a decent game today. Humphrey is good 1 year and garbage the next, so this year he'll be good. I guess so. We'll see. You got to ignore toxic people or laugh at them about how they act. Oh, I choose to do all of it. I can do both. Dude, film fans are worse than sports fans. I'm a film buff, believe me. Oh, yeah. The level of toxicity that comes from that. Andrew should have been cut in the locker room after the Bills playoff game. Instead, they were soft. They were not going to cut them. Again, you're talking about the Harbaugh era stuff and things that you knew that wasn't going to happen. Harbaugh and EDC were not going to do that, and you knew that. So we could have done the coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's a different era. The team is what the team is right now. Focus on the present instead of the past. Only thing Henry can't do is catch the football. Otherwise, he's a beast. Which is why Adam Randall could also play a role. Justice Hill really should just be out there in the backfield catching passes. He's the best on the team for that. Derrick Henry is just going to run through people. I do hope he's doing better as well. I'm with you on that, John. I guess both teams want to make a good first impression for the year. I mean, they're just out there making plays. It's actually been pretty competitive, and I like what I'm seeing in the first half. I mean, both sides are actually competitive, and both sides are actually making plays. That's a good thing to see. You like to see a competitive first half. Legitimately, it's crazy. They're actually... I swear to God, I don't think anyone actually saw this happening. They're actually playing well. That's crazy. This was supposed to be a snooze fest, and yet both teams found a way to put up 17 points. Are we serious right now? 17-17. This is actually a good game. That's actually wild. This is a good game. It's 17-17, bro. Oh my goodness, this is actually a good game. Shout out to both teams, man. They came to play. You could tell they were so happy to be back. This is actually a good game. So do you think the NFL has no hope this year and should just give the Rams a trophy? No. The games have to be played and injuries play a factor. This is the most violent team sport here. Out of all the team sports, this is the most violent. For as much as we talk about this Rams team being, they're gonna be so unfair and destroy everything. Yeah, we're saying that, we can make these jokes, but again, the games still have to be played. Can you guarantee all these guys are gonna be healthy for 17 games plus the playoffs? Injuries can happen. So no, I don't think the NFL has no hope, and they should just give the Rams a trophy. That's you can make that argument for baseball when it comes to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers still have to do the job come October. But I'm not making that type of assessment when it comes to football. With as violent as this sport is, can you guarantee me Matthew Stafford's going to be healthy for the whole season? Are you sure Devontae Adams is going to be good? Puka Nacua? Injuries happen. And then Aaron Donald's trying to come back and play football for the first time in 2 years. How is his body gonna react to taking hits for the first time in 4 years, 3 years? No, I don't believe they should just hand the trophy to the Rams. The games have to be played. Health plays a major factor, and the Rams aren't guaranteed to stay 100% healthy through 17 games plus the playoffs. And even if they do stay healthy, they're not guaranteed to win. Everyone thought when Tom Brady got Randy Moss, it was over, and they lost in the Super Bowl against a Giants team nobody could have ever predicted to get that far. Football is not the sport where you can sit back and say, yeah, you're guaranteed to win, it's over. You can try to make that argument in baseball with the Dodgers. We've seen it, it's fine. Even when the Dodgers didn't play well, even though their offense wasn't great in the playoffs last year, they batted 200 as a team. They weren't great. They still won the World Series. So in baseball, you could look to make that argument. In football, nah. In football, you can't do that, bro. In football, you cannot do that, man. So no, like I say, the NFL has no hope. It should just give up, or it should just give the Rams a trophy. No, the games have to be played, and the Rams have to stay healthy, and then they have to play well every single week. They're gonna lose football games. You do understand this, right? Who's starting for us next week? Huntley, Thompson, or Fagano? I don't know. I don't actually know. I think it actually might be Tyler Huntley might play the first half. Skylar Thompson might play the second half, or it could be quarters. I don't know. I don't know who's starting for us next week. That is something that they're gonna ask Jesse Minter once the preseason games come out. So I don't know. Mike Tomlin's a commentator. Yeah, he signed a deal with NBC. That deal was there for him. The second that there was conversation that Mike Tomlin might be getting fired or Mike Tomlin might choose to step down. Actually, I don't think there was a lot of conversations that the Steelers were going to fire him. There was more conversations about him choosing to step down. Once that was out there, that Mike Tomlin might step down, NBC started calling him. And there were reports towards the end of last year that NBC is ready to offer Mike Tomlin a deal right now if he chooses to step down from coaching. So when he chose to resign, he immediately went to NBC and accepted that deal. So yeah, he's in the booth now. I don't even know if this is him taking a year off or if he feels like he's done enough and he's good. I mean, this is going to be a guy that's going to probably be a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, he's never had a losing season. He's won a Super Bowl. So yeah, I don't see a situation like that. People saying LA sports team ruins it because they're super team. Still have to win the games, man. You still have to play the games. Dodgers aren't guaranteed to win anything. Obviously, they're going to say that. No matter what, there's going to be a lockout. Because, this has been a conversation for years now about baseball not having a salary cap or salary floor. There's going to be a lockout. So, they'll say Dodgers ruined baseball, but there was going to be a lockout with or without the moves happening. Yeah, Aaron Donald was practicing. Yes, he was practicing. There is actual footage. You can go on Twitter too. They posted. There's actual footage of him dressed up and practicing. I don't think he did a complete practice with the full team. I don't think he did a full practice, but he was out there with a helmet on practicing drills. So, he was out there practicing. There is film of that on Twitter if you wanted to look that up. Only problem I'm going to have with the Ravens is no deep threat wide receiver. As crazy as that sounds, the person that, from what we've seen from capability wise, the deep threat that you would look for, again, it depends on what Declan Doyle's going to scheme up. He's going to scheme up a lot of opportunities for explosive plays down the field for these guys. But if you're looking for someone that could be a deep threat, technically, from just a skill set standpoint and what we've seen so far in their young career, Devontae Walker is right there. He actually has the capability of being someone that could be a deep threat. He's done a great job in the few opportunities we've thrown the ball to him down the field. So, yeah, he could do it. So we'll see what happens with that deep threat. Yeah, love you, Chris. But yeah, Aaron Donald was out there practicing, man. Aaron Donald was out there practicing. It's only a matter of time. He's gonna come back and play. Unless Aaron Donald just decides, like I'm saying, the only deep threat is Walker. If there's somebody that's gonna, play that role as a deep threat for this offense is Devontae Walker. Did you watch the new Super Mario Bros. Movie? I watched it. I watched the first movie and then I watched the second movie. It was good. Yeah, shout out to Chris. Shout out to Chris, man. Shout out to Chris, man. That's wild. What's up, keeping it real and chat? Shout out Chris Johnson. What's up? What's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping by. What's going on with James Conner? I don't know. Is he practicing or something? I don't know what's going on with James Conner. Is he hurt? Well, actually, let me see. Is he coming back? Let me hold on. Oh, have they played James Conner yet tonight? I don't think they've played him. I don't know what's up with them. I realized they didn't play him. Yeah, I'm surprised he or Trey Benson was not traded when they drafted Jeremiah Love. You know, the Cardinals, I don't know. The Cardinals are they're a team. They're a football team, I guess. That's all I could say about them. I couldn't even begin to tell you what that organization is doing right now. They're a football team. The Cardinals are an NFL football team. That's all I can tell you. I can tell you that for certain. They're an NFL football team. Just one half of the Hall of Fame game, but Carson Beck looks legit. Carson Beck is an NFL pro. That's what he is. Carson Beck is somebody with a low ceiling and a high floor. He can be an NFL starter for an NFL team. He's not someone that's going to be major in terms of leading you to anything significant. I don't think this is a guy that's going to lead a franchise to a championship. But if you need a starting caliber player, a starting caliber quarterback that can come in and win you some football games, Carson Beck can do that. Dude was in college for a million years, so he could definitely play in the NFL and just run an offense if you're asking him to do those things. Now, granted, I don't know if he would be looking like this. Again, you're going up against third stringers and fourth stringers, guys that are going to be updating their LinkedIn in a month or so. So, yeah. Sonic Mario fans are super toxic. Sonic Cross World Racing is a prime example. Yeah, I mean, that's been a rivalry for a long time. And that's not going to change anytime soon. Hell, you could just... Dude, Sonic fans in general are just toxic. They're toxic towards their own fan base. They're toxic towards their fan base. They're toxic towards the writers. The amount of dude, oh my god. Dude, you like we just want to separate it. Hold on, let me see what Carson Beck's trying to do here. Nice throw here. I mean, just a quick dump off for a first down. Dude, Sonic fans in general are just immensely toxic, bro. And I don't even have to name every aspect of it. I just have to just name one aspect of the fan base, which we don't know. We only talk about them, but like, yeah, Sonic fans as a whole can be toxic. But if there's one aspect of the Sonic fan base that is 100% toxic, it's the Sonami fans. They won't leave the writers alone. They won't leave the game developers alone until they make Sonami canon, which is never going to happen. Sega's never going to let that happen. Sonic Team's never going to make that official. And yet the Sonami fans won't shut up about it. They have been toxic for well over a decade. They're toxic now, but boy, were they toxic a decade ago. I remember growing up and seeing that. The Sonami fans were brutal. So I'd argue Sonic fans are more toxic than Mario fans, just because the Sonic retrospect is just a million times more complicated than the Mario retrospect. That's a jump. That's a jump. That is a jump. Offsides. I still hate how in the movies they made Chris Pratt not have an Italian accent. Mario always talks with an Italian accent. That's fair. Congratulations on Zay Flowers getting paid, but do you think the guaranteed money was high with 108 million? And one can argue the contract that he received was high and the guaranteed money was also high, but it's not going to stay like that for long. The market is the market. Zay Flowers is the fourth highest paid receiver this year. He's not going to remain the fourth highest paid receiver next year, especially when there's multiple receivers that are due up for a contract. So, again, the market is the market. Another good throw here on another good rollout, and a first down here for the Cardinals as they continue to move the chains. The market is the market. Like I said with Zay Flowers, the market is the market. You got to pay market value. At the end of the day, Zay Flowers is coming off of back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons where he had 1,000+ yards receiving. And he's coming off of his best season last year where he had 1,200. You have to pay market value for these guys. So the market is the market. They either pay him this, they either bite the bullet and pay him this now, or risk him having a 1,400 or 1,500 yard receiving season, and then all of a sudden, now you got to pay him damn near $40 million, which I would not have been comfortable with. The market is the market. You got to pay what you got to pay. There are plenty of people that probably got contracts that was a little bit too high, like they got more money than they should have got, but at the end of the day, the market is the market. Zay Flowers worked hard and he's earned his contract. So, I'm not saying I'm a fan of the amount of guaranteed money, or I'm a fan of him, making $35 million a year, all that stuff. I would have preferred if it was less, but I understand the market is market. One, he earned that contract, and two, the market is the market. You got to pay market value, which is something that Ravens have never been willing to do in the past. Never been willing to do. Never been willing to do in the past, but they've never had a Pro Bowl receiver that they drafted until Zay. So they had no choice but to pay him when he gives you back-to-back Pro Bowl season, the back-to-back 1,000+ yards season. So, yeah. It is what it is. Sup, keep it real. Random Falcons fan checking in. What's going on, Smith? Smith, I'm going to ask you, how is camp going? How is camp going with this whole Tua Michael Penix situation? How is that going? I haven't seen too much from Falcons camp, by the way. Congratulations on getting that Bijan Robinson contract done. That is one of your most important players, and arguably the most important player on the offense. So glad to see you got that contract done. But how is that situation going with the Falcons? Because I know both of them have been competing. Obviously, they were dealing with some injuries early on, but both of them are definitely competing for that starting job. How are things actually looking over there? I'm interested in that, because I'm not exactly sure how things are going with the Falcons right now. I was surprised it was $20 million more than Justin Jefferson. I'm not surprised. The market is the market, and trust me, Justin Jefferson's going to get a major payday next season. That money's going to go up for Justin Jefferson. So we know he's going to be in the 40+ million territory next year. So Justin Jefferson ain't going to be at that spot for long. Do Marvel fans are worse than any sports fan base? Yes, they absolutely are. So Carson Beck still out here. 2nd and 20, a pass across the middle, and for some random reason, the receiver started going backwards. But a good catch here. 3rd down coming up here for the Cardinals. Yeah, you're absolutely right about Marbles fans. They're incredibly toxic. Zay is a yak beast. Yes, he is. He also had the second most yards in man coverage. Dude, they started pulling up all these numbers. They started pulling up all these numbers to showcase what Zay Flowers has been able to do. Third down and 11. Back, deep drop back here. He's going to fire it. He has an open man. It's caught, but he's well short of the first down marker. They're going to probably punt this football here. Fourth down. Are they going to keep the offense on the field? Nah, it looks like Carson Beck is... Hold on. They're going to keep the offense on the field. They're going to go for this. They're in Panthers territory, and it looks like they're going to go for this here. It's fourth and short, 4th and 5. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Let's see what happens here. They're in Panthers territory, and they're going to keep the offense on the field. Are they actually going to snap this? Let's see. Are they going to snap this? They're going to snap this. They're going for it. Beck, he's taking a deep shot. He has an open receiver. It is caught. He dropped it. He had it in his hands. He has to hold on to that. You have to hold it. It's in your hands. That's a great defensive play to knock the ball out. But you have to hold on to the ball. Oh my God, he has to hold on. The receiver has to hold on to the ball. That was a great defensive play. He knocked the ball out. You got to cradle and hold on to the ball. It's a great defensive play, but man, the receiver's going to be hurt. That's a huge play. That's a jump ball that Beck gave him, and it was in the receiver's hands. He couldn't hold on to it. Great defensive play. Turnover on downs here. Oh my God, you got to have that. You got to have that, man. You got to have that. Bijan, JT, and Jameer got paid as well. Yep. Dude, look at how much hate they got for 2015 Fantastic Four, Captain Marvel, and Ant-Man, and the Wasp. You're absolutely right. There was so much hate for that. Marvel fans actually might be the worst in terms of any sort of film fans of any franchise. Absolutely got to be the worst. Falcons camp is about as expected. Injuries, up and down, quarterback play, a sprinkle of surprises. That's unfortunate. Not surprised, but that's unfortunate. I have no idea who's going to be the starting quarterback between Penix and Tua. It just seems like it's a toss-up right now, but I have no idea who's winning that quarterback battle. Penix is going to keep that bench warm. I mean, Tua's not guaranteed to get that spot, though. He's not in Miami with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to cover his issues. Oh, yeah, sorry. He's not in Miami with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Mike McDaniel's offensive system to cradle him. He's going to have to figure things out in Atlanta with less receiving talent. It's going to be Murray over McCarthy. He looked terrible last year, even though it was his first year. I mean, the second they signed Kyler Murray, we knew he was going to be the starter. Kyler was not going to lose to J.J. McCarthy. Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones will be this year's Sam Darnold. So they're going to win a Super Bowl? Or I could see that with Kyler, because when Sam Darnold went to Minnesota and got to utilize Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, he balled out and put up an MVP type season. I could see Kyler doing that if he stays healthy. Daniel Jones was putting up a great season with the Colts, so if he could play like that again and Jonathan Taylor is still Jonathan Taylor, yeah, they can make some noise this year as well. Can't wait for the Ravens to come down here to Atlanta. Hope it's a good game. It should be a fun one. Should be a great one. Not a Super Bowl turnaround, but like Sam Darnold was with the Vikings. Yeah. I can absolutely see that with Kyler. Kyler gets to throw to one of the best wide receiver duos in football. So I can absolutely see something like that. 1st and 10 here. A toss that goes absolutely nowhere, and the Panthers lose yards on that. Good defense here by the Cardinals. Shout out to Larry Fitzgerald, Hall of Famer. My favorite receiver of all time. Second and 11, they're going to run this ball, and he's going to break some tackles. He fumbled the ball. Turnover. It's the first turnover of the game, and the Cardinals are going to get the ball back. Oh my God. Ain't no way. He was breaking tackles and the ball got knocked out. First turnover of the game. That ball got punched out. He's still up. Boom! He's still up. He's still up. That is a fumble. Recovered by the Cardinals. 2 plays after the fourth down, after the turnover on downs, the Cardinals forced the first turnover of the game. That's nasty work. Is Ravens camp going well for you guys? Dude, Ravens camp is going fantastic. The vibes are an all-time high. It's a breath of fresh air. Everything's been going great. Defense looks monstrous. They've been balling out. Offense looks to be great. They've been making plays. Man, training camp's going really well for the Ravens. In fact, there's so much hype because of all the great things we've been hearing that Ravens fans have to kind of temper themselves and not get ahead of themselves because we actually have to see this actually happen in the game. If we don't see this happen in the game, then again, it'll be a problem. But there's too much. There's been so much good stuff happening from Ravens camp that we just have to temper our expectations right now. We gotta wait and see it actually happen in the game. Because if we would have, I'm not joking, man. If we would have just take practice and just assume this is gonna happen game day, it'd be something special. But they have to go show it on the field. But yeah, training camp's been going fantastic for the Ravens. The amount of players that have been absolutely praising this new coaching staff. Dude, you could tell they needed a new coaching staff. There's been so many indirect jabs at the old coaching staff. The players really feel like they're being coached for the first time. It's insane how great things have been. What's my record prediction for Baltimore? I'm going to make that video after the preseason. When the preseason ends, heading into the regular season, I will have a series of videos coming out. So I'm not going to give my prediction here, but just know I have fair expectations for the Ravens. They will be in the playoffs, and there's a strong chance they're going to win the division based off of my predictions. So I'll have to hold on that for now. I'm not going to say it here because now I'm really assessing the team based off of what I'm seeing in training camp and how these guys are performing. So, yeah, I'll wait until the video comes out. But, yeah, I feel really, really good about where the Ravens are right now. They will be a playoff team, and there's a strong chance they win the division. But I'm going to hold on my record prediction right now. I'm not going to give that. I'll wait until the video, and then we can go from there. Broken tackles, broken tackles. A nice catch and run to take them inside the 20. Cardinals moving. In my opinion, I think Penix will give the Falcons a better chance than Tua. I can't trust his injury history. Well, I mean, if he's healthy, sure. But who knows? It just depends on who's the healthier quarterback. The healthier quarterback will probably play. Remember how toxic DC fans were when Batman v Superman came out? Yeah, because people hated the movie. Actively hated the movie. I can't give the season record for the Ravens just yet, man. Cannot give it just yet. But when the video comes out, you guys will see. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 7, incomplete pass with a flag on the play. To be honest, I think our third string quarterback, might actually end up getting it. Or has he? I don't know. I don't know who the third string quarterback is. I don't know how he's been practicing. I'm biased take as a Browns fan. I think the Bengals and Ravens will make the playoffs, but if healthy, I think Cincinnati takes the North. Good luck with that. I mean, it would be something new. The Bengals have never won the division when the Ravens have been healthy. But anything's possible. 2nd and 17, that's a sack right there. Panthers defense swarmed. Brought the quarterback down. They took Carson back out, by the way. He played well. Brought the quarterback down. Third and long coming up here. I think our third string quarterback, Jack Strand, is going to end up starting first at some point this season. He's had a solid camp so far. Well, with Tua's injury history and who knows how the situation is going to be with Penix in terms of injuries, that could happen. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying the Bengals have never won the division when the Ravens have been healthy. Specifically, when Lamar has been healthy for a whole season, the Bengals have never won the division. They've won it twice under Joe Burrow. That was in 21 and 22. In both those years, the Ravens were ahead of Cincinnati in division by like 2 games plus. They had a 2+ game advantage over the Bengals in like deep into the season. Then Lamar got hurt. We started losing games, and the Bengals won the division. So when Lamar's been healthy, the Bengals have never won the division, and I don't see that happening this year. But I still think Cincinnati can be a playoff team. I mean, DC's always been toxic. DC and Marvel fans always been toxic. Like toxic, like DC fans have been toxic over everything, even the animated stuff. So I'm not surprised. DC's always been toxic, and it's going to continue to be toxic. Same for Marvel. They've never stopped being toxic. They're toxic to their own products. They're toxic against each other. It's like, which franchise is better? Marvel's better than DC. DC, but they've always been toxic. That's never going to change. Hopefully, Pittsburgh finally has a losing record, but with McCarthy now, they make they may actually win a playoff game. I'm not sure I'm really buying into them winning a playoff game with McCarthy. I mean, McCarthy's just an offensive version of Tomlin. I guess maybe that helps the offense in the postseason that seems to do nothing while the defense is not. Maybe that helps boost them up, but again, it depends on what offensive. It depends on who they're going to face in the wild card round. But again, I'm not keen. I know people want to push. So Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy united, they're going to be great together. If I mean, there's a reason why they separated in Green Bay in the first place. It did not end well. So, them being back 5+ years later isn't going to magically convince me that things are A-OK. Things did not end well for Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy, and they were poor together towards the end. So I don't think I have any high expectations for them to just all of a sudden win a playoff game. I mean, they could prove me wrong, but I still think they're going to be competitive in the division and challenge and potentially even win the AFC North if Baltimore and Cincinnati can't stay healthy. But to actually think they're going to win a playoff game, that's a stretch for me. NFL is going to do whatever they can to keep Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs because of his stance on the vaccine. That'd be crazy if they did that. So is the Marvel DC rivalry more toxic than say Steelers Ravens, Lakers Celtics, or Cowboys Eagles? Well, yeah, because I mean Marvel and DC that rivalry is year round. Steelers Ravens, Lakers Celtics, Cowboys Eagles. That's mostly during the season, unless you get those people that spend all their lives on social media talking trash. But Marvel DC, that's a year round thing. That is a year round level of toxicity. Out of the serious injuries last year, who do you think will struggle the most to get back to norm? Scatterboo, Kraft, Neighbors, or Jutskin? Kraft. I think Kraft. I think he might be the one to struggle the most. Scatterboo's not going to change his play style, so he's going to be the same guy he was beforehand. He's not changing his play style. Maybe Neighbors is different, but I mean Neighbors has been producing in camp and looks to be just as explosive as he was before the injury. But I'm thinking it's very possible it could be Kraft. Though I don't I think all of them are gonna have great years, but I think it's very possible it's Kraft. I think it's very possible. Imagine Rodgers wins another Super Bowl with Pittsburgh and Green Bay. That's not happening. If that happens, that would elevate him. That would immensely elevate his legacy, but I don't see it happening. Oh boy. ...2017 game here. Carolina with the ball, 1st and 10. It's going to start with a handoff here. Picks up about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Panthers. I have not heard of that. I have not heard of the DC Watchmen comics. Second down here, it's going to be another run, and the Cardinals defense is going to make a stop. 3rd down coming up here for the Cardinals. Not Cardinals, for the Panthers, excuse me. Third down and 5. Here comes the pressure. King's going to pump fake, and he's going to pick up the 1st down with his legs. 1st down, but a flag on the play. We'll see if this is on the defense. Holding on the offense. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty and come back. I feel bad for Nick Chubbs. I like Judkins, but Chubbs getting injured throughout his career. Yeah, I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. He might be done now unless he gets picked up as a backup, potentially. It's unfortunate here. 3rd down at 15. King takes snap, deep drop back here. He's going to fire it. Nice grab. 1st down, Panthers. Wow, that's a great throw. Gotta head out, keeping it real. Got jobs to do in the morning, but thanks for all the great content of your channel, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Another flag on the play? What's the penalty for? Personal foul on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Are you wearing a Yeah, I'm wearing a Boondocks t-shirt. Yeah. And it's a menace to Woodcrest. Yeah, this is a Boondocks t-shirt. I love this shirt. They got another Boondocks shirt, but I don't remember where it's at. And yeah, it's Huey and Riley. But I don't remember where that other Boondocks shirt is at. First down and 10 here. King's been playing well. 12 of 18, 110 yards passing and a touchdown. Oh. Can you get a good run out of this? Good pickup. 2nd down coming up here for the Panthers. 2:27 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers putting together a nice drive here. They're inside Cardinals territory. Fakes the handoff, roll out here, and another good throw. Another 1st down picked up here by the Panthers. They are moving the chains. 1st down, Carolina. This has been more of a quiet 3rd quarter, but still both sides have been able to do something here. 1st down and 10. Good defense here to stop the run. 2nd down coming up here for The Panthers. Oh my God, man. We really are back. I'm also tired. I got work in the morning, but we are back. We're back to this. We're back to football, man. We're back to the commentary and stuff. It is good to be back. I used to have a Dragon Balls T-shirt, but there was one Steelers loss that made me so mad. I ripped the shirt. That's unfortunate. I got a Dragon Balls T-shirt up. I got it somewhere upstairs. I got a Dragon Ball T-shirt. I got a One Piece T-shirt. I got One Piece hoodies, multiple One Piece hoodies. My phone case is One Piece right now. Got Zoro. I used to have like Gear 5 Luffy here. One of my hoodies is Gear 5 Luffy and Kaido. But yeah, I have like a Bleach T-shirt. I have a Demon Slayer's T-shirt. I think I also have a Demon Slayer hoodie as well. I got a couple anime related stuff in terms of t-shirts and hoodies. I need a lot more. I need to get more anime hoodies and t-shirts. I need that. Third down and 9 here. Empty set. King takes a snap, fires across the middle. It is caught, but short of the first down marker. And that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. Fourth down coming up here. Do not know if they're going to keep the offense out here. They may choose to go for it. It is the preseason after all. You might as well go for it. But they may also kick the field goal. It's the preseason. Do what you want to do. Anyway, we are 3 quarters down. One more quarter left to play here in the first preseason game of the year, the Hall of Fame game. That's actually been a pretty decent game. Expected it to be a complete snooze fest, but it's been good. It's been good. Carson Beck put together a really good performance. Again, he did that against third stringers and fourth stringers. We get it. But Arizona is expected to be a bad team. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to play Carson Beck as your starter. Now, I don't know anything about the training camp process for the Cardinals. I have no idea how Carson Beck has looked in camp. I have no idea how Jacoby Brissett has looked at camp. All I'm going to say is it's not the craziest idea in the world to have Carson Beck start over Jacoby Brissett. He gave him a 1-year deal. He's here to come here, be the starter, lose as many games as possible, get you the number 1 overall pick so you can get a better quarterback next year. If you want to compete, you can compete with Jacoby Brissett, and there's a chance you could compete with Carson Beck. They may give him a chance in a game or two. I mean, the Cardinals are actively looking to get a new quarterback. It doesn't matter what they do here. You can play both quarterbacks. You'll probably still lose games. This is the perfect time for me to go do what I gotta do. I'll be right back, guys. I've been sitting here for like 2 hours. I'll be right back. I gotta go get something. I walked away for like 2 minutes. The Panthers went for it on 4th down and then scored a touchdown at the goal line. The Panthers took the lead. Jesus. I walked away to go do something for 2 minutes, and the Panthers took the lead with a touchdown. Also, I've been sitting in this chair for 2 hours. I didn't realize my legs were asleep. I got up, started walking up the stairs. Hey, yo, my legs. Why are my legs feeling like this? My legs are dead asleep. I had to walk upstairs, do what I had to do, walk back downstairs. I'm trying to run down the stairs just to get my legs going. Oh my God. My legs are still asleep. I might have to do it. I might have to get on the treadmill just to wake these boys up. That's for later. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat fans can be very toxic, and especially towards each other. That is also true. There's toxicity everywhere, my friend. There's toxicity everywhere. Anyway, the Panthers decided to score a touchdown and take the lead. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer during the summer of Audi sales event. Hold on, what is this? Whoa, whoa. Oh no. Yo. Oh my God. Oh, I know. I didn't just stand up. I had to go somewhere. So when I got up, I had to run up the stairs with my legs being asleep, handle what I had to handle, and I ran back downstairs. So my legs are a little asleep, but they're feeling better now. I'm just gotta get it going. Oh my God, this came out about half an hour ago. So there's just been a report. So apparently Kawhi Leonard reportedly had a hidden multi-million-dollar sponsorship with the Clippers scoreboard maker. Are you serious? Oh my God. Bro, the trade's gonna get rescinded. He really tried to no wonder he wanted to go back to Toronto. He was trying to get out the country. This man had a secret multi-million-dollar sponsorship with the manufacturer of the scoreboards in the Clippers arena. That's crazy. Are you dead serious right now? He's not going to the Raptors. That trade is getting rescinded. Oh my God. He's not going back to Toronto. Oh my God, bro. Kawhi not going back to Toronto. They're going to rescind that trade. Oh my goodness. Most Cardinals way to lose if they blow the Hall of Fame game with how Carson Beck has played. Well, Carson Beck's they took him out the game now, so if this other quarterback can't produce, there's nothing they can do about that. We in the 4th quarter. Panthers have the lead. Let's see how the Cardinals respond. Bro, Kawhi Leonard is not going to the Raptors, dog. It's over, bro. He cooked, man. This is crazy. Multiple aspects are reporting this, man. Maybe, I mean, again, I don't know if this is true or not. But multiple sites, multiple accounts are reporting this. Yeah, Kawhi might actually be in serious trouble, bro. He's not going to be traded to the Raptors. It's a wrap here, man. He's not going to the Raptors. They may end up suspending Kawhi for the season for this. This is crazy. 2nd down and 6. Play fake here. Taking a shot down the field. Oh, he caught it. The defender fell down and the receiver made the catch. And they are going to be taking their offense into Panthers territory. Let's see how the Cowgirls fails after they enjoy their easy winning week 1 against the Giants. I mean, I don't know who their week 2 matchup is. Let me see the Cowboys schedule. Yeah, they're gonna beat. They're definitely gonna beat the Giants. Might blow them out again. Week 2, they have what after the Giants? Giants in week 1. They got the Giants in week 1. Got the Commanders in week 2. Got the Ravens in week 3. Texans week 4. Bucks week 5. So I mean, one of these matchups they'll probably have to deal with it. Boondocks, the greatest show on Adult Swim. Boondocks is a legendary series. Oh my God, Kawhi might be suspended for the season, dog. He might actually get suspended for the season. This man was moving dangerously. He was doing some illegal stuff, bro. He not going to the Raiders. Not Raiders. What am I talking about? He not going to the Raptors, bro. He not going to the Raptors. First down picked up here by the Cardinals inside the 25. Cardinals got a chance to regain the lead here. We'll see what happens. But, man, Kawhi is done. Bro, Raptors, they're going to resend the trade. He's taking this talent back to L.A., and then they could end up suspending him for a year. And the Clippers are going to be fine, and they're going to suffer something. They may lose draft picks, bro. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Why even do this? Why even run the risk? Doing this with the risk of you know what, whatever, man. Why run the risk of getting caught? Why do this in the first place? It's just a bad idea, man. Second down and 10 here for the Cardinals. Here we go. Deep drop back. Steps up, checks the ball down. Missed the tackle right there. He's going to pick up some good yardage. Picks up about 7, maybe 8 yards. Third down and short coming up here for the Cardinals. We are just under 11 minutes left to go for this game. First game of the season, the Hall of Fame game. First preseason game of the season. First game, technically, of the season. The Hall of Fame game. We back, guys. We are officially back. Once you get this first game, you know you're back. We're back. You get the Hall of Fame game this week. Next week, we'll get all the first week 1 preseason games. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We're back. Third down and 2 here. A rollout play fake. Fires. Caught. Oh, he dropped it. It was not an easy catch. It was a tough adjustment there. Receiver could not hold on to the ball. Incomplete pass. Fourth down and 2. Cardinals may go for it. Panthers went for it on 4th and 2. You should go for it if you're the Cardinals. It is the preseason. This is the opportunity to go out and do this. One, two, Cousin, Blue Log, Apothecary Diaries, Friends, Not Joseph, Chainsaw Man, Lord Mysteries. Oh, a lot of good stuff coming out in 2020. They're going to take a field goal. You babies. This is why the Cardinals are the Cardinals. Bro, it's the preseason. I wish you would have missed it. Like, are you serious, dude? It's the preseason. Grow a pair and go for it. The Panthers did. It's the preseason. What do you? It's 4th and 2 in the preseason, and you over here kicking a field goal for what? It's the preseason. Take some risk. It was 4th and 2, not 4th and 12. Oh my God, man! Seriously? Like, are we dead serious right now, man? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy right there, man. That's soft. Man, Arizona should have went for it. It was 4th and 2. Go for it. I'm disappointed. Twenty-four, 23, because the Panthers, not Panthers, because the Arizona Cardinals, they don't got a pair apparently. It's the preseason and we want to kick field goals. Man, take the risk. It's 4th and 2. Good Hall of Fame game until that decision. Like, dude, just take the risk. The Panthers went for it and scored a touchdown. Take the chance, man. It's the preseason. What are you kicking a field goal for? Unless you got a brand new kicker, you don't need to be kicking field goals. If it was 4th and 12, fine. You got to kick it. But 4th and 2? Deep in, 4th and 2 around the red zone and you decide to kick a field goal? Oh, my God. All right. It's 24-23 because Arizona's Arizona. That's why they are who they are. Panthers is gonna start at the 30. Oh man, this has been a fun time. It's been a fun time, but I was very tired. I got work tomorrow. I am ready to wrap this up. But we got what, 10 minutes of game time left, which means we've got probably another half hour of football left to play because of all the commercials and all the other extra stuff. One thing about the World Cup, man, you ain't really have to deal with the commercials during the game, man. The only time you really had commercials were the hydration breaks, and that was something they brought up this World Cup. And guarantee the next World Cup they are not having hydration breaks. The only reason they had hydration breaks is specifically because the World Cup was being hosted by the U.S. man, and America can get hot, so they were like, all right, bet y'all can have some hydration breaks, but y'all ain't gonna have that next year's, or not next year. Y'all not gonna have that next World Cup. You play 45 minutes, you go in for halftime, you play another 45 minutes, and that's how it goes. You ain't got to deal with 15 million of commercials, but you know how it is in America, man. We got to throw in commercials for everything. Kickoff, commercial. Once a drive ends, commercial. If you score a touchdown, we need a commercial there. After each quarter, commercial. Timeouts, commercials. Commercials, commercials, commercials. In all honesty, the game itself, 60 minutes of playing time, probably what, 90 minutes? Somewhere between 90 minutes and 2 hours of actual game time. And then the remaining hour and a half is commercials between the various commercials throughout the entire process. And then halftime, which is like, what, 10 to 15 minutes? Oh, boy. Commercials everywhere. But that's how it is, you get commercials all the damn time. It is what it is. Either way, 10 minutes left to go in this game. Panthers with the ball at the 30 with an opportunity to extend their lead. They're up 24-23. All right. Let's wrap this up. 1st and 10 here for the Panthers. They're going to hand the ball off And the Cardinals not doing a good job tackling there. He picks up about 5 yards. Second down cut up here for the Panthers. Almost made him break free. Like, he nearly broke free from like 2 tackles. They were able to ultimately get him down, but man, contact at the line of scrimmage, and he's still able to pick up 5 yards. 2nd and 5 here. Panthers under center once again here. Another handoff. And again, good running here. He picks up 4 yards this time. 3rd down coming up here for the Panthers. Third down here. Another handoff. 3 straight runs. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's into the secondary. Can he get there? Inside the 30. He's going to be dropped inside the 25. A big run here for the Panthers. Nice run by Davis. Beautiful run. He broke free. That's a great run right there. Great job by the offensive line. They gave him a clear lane, and he was able to cut up to pick up extra yards and take it into Cardinals territory. Beautiful run right there. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line here for the Panthers. A 36-yard run. Beautiful there. Play action here. They're going to run a screen. He's got blockers. And he's going to pick up about 6 yards, maybe 7 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Panthers. 20 plus in the Hall of Fame game is crazy. I love it. Putting on a great first impression. Yeah, 20 plus points for both sides in the Hall of Fame game. This might end up being the best preseason game we have in general. Because I don't know if you're going to have 2 teams putting up 20 plus points. Hell, the Panthers are on the verge of putting up 30 points in this game. 2nd down and 5. Here comes a handoff here. And it's only going to be a yard. This time, the defense did a good job stopping the run. 3rd down coming up here for the Panthers. Third down, what is it? 3rd down and 4? I believe he picked up about a yard. Yep, he picked up a yard. 3rd down and 4 here for the Panthers. Here we go. Fakes the handoff. Fires it right into the hands of the receiver, and the receiver cannot hold on. If he was able to hold on, he would have had a shot for the 1st down, but he was unable to hold on. 4th down and 4. The Panthers, because they understand it's the preseason and they're not scared, they're actually going to go for it here. I appreciate this. It's the preseason. Go for it. Ain't no reason to kick no damn field goal. Go for it. Oh, what the? Why are we kicking field goals in the preseason? It's 4th and less than 5 yards, and we're kicking in the preseason. Again, it's a good game. 6:53 left to go. Why y'all kicking in the preseason, man? It's the preseason. Try some things, man. It's the preseason. You realize these guys are fighting for their lives. Give them a chance to show what they can do. Oh my God. Under 7 minutes left to go of this game. All of a sudden, both teams have lost they've lost their spine. Spineless behavior being displayed here. It's the preseason, man. Why? Why are y'all kicking field goals? If it's fourth down in less than 5 yards and you're at the cusp of the red zone, go for it. It is what it is, though, you know. Hey, Real, are you going to try and see if you'd be off December 18th? I don't know if I'm gonna be off that day. December 18th. Um, that's a Friday. I don't think I'll be off on that Friday. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be off that day. That's gonna be a Friday, and that's gonna be during the season. I'm definitely not gonna be off at that point. Twenty-seven, 23, 6:53 left to go. Both teams apparently want to get conservative and kick field goals, and we got a chance to make this really interesting. Yeah, there it is. Oh my God. Yep, Tyler Luke missed field goal. Thank you. See, I mean, old wounds are old wounds. Like, what do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say, man? You bring this up. I don't even see this as a bad moment. I just look at this as the moment where everything changed for the franchise. I'm not even hurt by this play. It got Harbaugh fired and it got Jesse Minter in Baltimore. Thank you for that, Mike Tomlin. You didn't do anything, but Tyler Luke missing gave me everything I've ever wanted. Play action here. Fires across the middle. Ooh, that's a good completion right there. First down, Panthers. First down, Cardinals. That's a great play. So yeah, I'm not even hurt by that. It got Harbaugh fired. It got Jesse Minter in Baltimore. It's got this brand new coaching staff and everything I've wanted for the last 5+ years. I got. So I'm not even mad about that. It's just one of those things you look at and say, "Hey, man, at the moment, yeah, I was pissed because we lost to the Steelers and let them win the division." But again, the series of events following that game, love it. Everything I ever wanted, got it. Feel so happy right now. The vibes are immaculate in Baltimore. The amount of, I'm not even, is this a catch? Panthers are going to challenge us because they're saying he didn't hold on to the ball. Ooh, that ball did touch the turf, but did it move? They're going to throw a challenge here. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, the Tyler Luke kick don't hurt me. In the moment, I was pissed. In the live stream, I was saying, fire this dude, get him out of here. Because this always happens to us. Every single year, it's the same story, the same thing, nothing changes. And the reason why I was pissed is because we lost to the Steelers and gave him the division, and I still didn't think Harbaugh was going to get fired. I was even saying in that live stream that this might be the end for me here because I'm not dealing with Harbaugh for another year. And everyone was like, bro, you're going to come back if they make changes? I'm like, it depends on who they hire and how things go. They fired Harbaugh, which is what I wanted. And I wasn't even saying get rid of Harbaugh. I was saying get rid of everybody, the entire coaching staff. They got rid of the entire coaching staff. I wanted Jesse Minter. They got Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter got Declan Doyle, which was one of the offense coordinators I was looking to get. So everything I wanted, I got. Anthony Weaver, defense coordinator, thank you. Everything I wanted, I got. Yeah, I was having a funny dream where Tyler Loop got so scared he fled to Russia, China, and the UAE before the CIA got him. That's crazy. And this is why the Cardinals will win. Oh, will be winless. You think this is why they're going to be winless this year? Or you think this is why they're going to win less games than people expected? Which, I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting them to win any games in general. Well, I mean, probably like 3 games. But, you know. But, yeah, the Tyler Loop kick don't hurt me. It's just a nice little bookmark in this current era. It ends Harbaugh's career in Baltimore. That was a kick that ended an era. And it really did end an era because it was the end of Tomlin in Pittsburgh because he chose to step away. So it was the end of the Harbaugh Tomlin rivalry, and that ended right there. That was both their last games in Baltimore and Pittsburgh. So cool. Cardinals won't go winless. They'll win a game. They lost the challenge. It will be a catch, so they lost that challenge. It's going to be ruled a catch. There's not enough evidence for them to overturn it. Oh my God, I didn't even realize this. Harbaugh lost his last home game. The last home game of the season was against the Patriots. We lost that game. Oh my God. Nice run here. First down, Cardinals. So not only did Harbaugh lose his last game as a Raven, he lost his last home game as a Raven. Matter of fact, when's the last time we won a home game? Let me check last season. What was the last home game we won last year? Let me see. 2020. All right. Also, we were 3-6 at home, which 6 losses were the most amount of losses the 6 losses was the most home losses the Ravens have had in franchise history. We were setting records and failures last year. Let me see. Dude, yeah, that last home game we had was against the Patriots, and that was when Harbaugh blew it. The last home game we won, oh my God, was the Jets game. The last home win we had under Harbaugh was the Jets game because we got embarrassed by the Bengals 32-14 at home, and then we lost the following week to the Steelers 27-22, and then we lost to the Patriots 28-24. Harbaugh's last home win in Baltimore was against the Jets. His last home game he lost because they didn't hand the ball to Derrick Henry and run the ball with him when he got you the lead in the fourth quarter. Wow. The Jets could be winless, but that would ensure the number 1 pick. I mean, yeah, and Geno Smith is their quarterback. They definitely could go winless. 3rd down and 8 here. Pressure's coming. He's got to get rid of it quickly, and he does. First down. Virgil picks up the first. Virgil's been making some great plays today. Nice catches for him. I got to go take a look at some of these numbers, man. This is a good game. The quarterbacks have been playing well. They've been making good throws. I got to take a look at this right now. Let me take a look at the receiving stats right now. For the Panthers, this is a good spread here for the Panthers. Dude, the quarterbacks have been, they've kind of moved the ball around. This has actually been pretty good. For the Cardinals, let me see. Brooks, 3 catches, 99 yards. Virgil, 5 catches, 66 yards. I mean, it's been a pretty good day. Giants problem now, but we'll see. I mean, hey, I'm sure John Harbaugh with Matt Nagy and Greg Roman in the group, I'm sure they'll figure things out. They'll be fine, I guess. 2nd down and 8. A rollout. Quick throw here. He got past one defender. I do not know if he picked up the first down. I think he's close. He might be a yard short. Yep, 3rd down coming up here for the Cardinals. That's great. Third down and 1 here. A handoff over the middle, and it's going to be a first down. 1st and goal here. 3:15 left to go. First down, Cardinals. This actually means the Panthers will have a chance at the game-winning drive. With 3 minutes left, this clock's to the wind down. Carolina has 1 timeout. I'm sorry, they have 2 timeouts left. Arizona has all 3 of their timeouts. The Panthers will have a chance at a game winner. Cardinals are the sorriest franchise in the NFL, oldest NFL team, and what do they have to show for it? Like 1 Super Bowl appearance? No rings. First and goal. This clock is winding down, man. They have to call a timeout. I'm like, the play clock's winding down. They gotta get. They're motioning people here, and that play clock's about to run out. So we're going to be set up for a potential game-winning drive for the Panthers to win this first preseason game. You can feel however you want to feel. This was a great preseason game. Obviously, they're just playing. A lot of these guys are playing for roster spots. So to have a preseason game like this is a good start. This is a real good start. If you get both teams at 30-plus points, that's crazy. First down and goal. They're going to run it up the middle. Not enough. He picks up a yard, maybe two, and that's going to be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Clock is winding down. The game will be over soon, but this is a competitive game. Cardinals could win all 4 preseason games, but may be lucky to win 4 during the season. That's pretty much how things go. Well, 2-minute warning. I'm actually insane for doing a live stream. I ain't gonna lie. Since you're a Ravens fan, would you ever have a real Ravens bird inside your house? No. I wouldn't. I would not. That's funny, but I actually would not. No, that's a funny question. That's actually a really good question. Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna bring a Raven to my place. People was making fun of the Browns and the Lions, but at least they've had their golden era in the 50s. What do the Cardinals have? You know what? Let's actually take a look at the eras in the Cardinals' history. Let's see here. Uh-huh. Yeah, St. Louis Cardinals. Okay, there was Chicago Cardinals in the 20s, St. Louis Cardinals in the 60s. Damn. I mean, they won. Technically, I mean, if we're going to be honest here, just taking a look at this, man, they won 2 NFL championships in 1925 and 1947. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about what the Browns did in the 50s, it's not like the Cardinals haven't won a championship. They're not Super Bowls, but they're NFL championships, just like when the Browns were winning NFL championships in the 50s. It's not like this organization's never won anything. They've technically won, like the Browns haven't won any Super Bowls just like the Cardinals, but the Cardinals have won 2 NFL championships, and they've actually been to the Super Bowl. Has the Browns? The Browns. You know, matter of fact, let me look at this right now. I know for a fact they have not gone to the. Hold on, let me look at this right now. They have not been to the Super. Hold on. I know for a fact they've never played in the Super Bowl. Second and goal. It is caught, but he's out of bounds. The ball is caught in the end zone, but he's out of bounds. He wasn't able to have both feet down. Incomplete pass. So yeah, they actually, let me see. No. They've never played in the Super Bowl. The Browns have never played in the Super Bowl. The Cardinals have a few go runs here and there, and that's it. They have never been a consistently good team in their whole history. I mean, you can also say the same for the Browns. At least the Cardinals have gotten to a Super Bowl. The Browns have never sniffed an actual Super Bowl. The farthest they went was a AFC Championship game. So yeah, if you're gonna mention the Browns winning all those NFL championships in the '50s, the Cardinals have won 2 NFL championships, and unlike the Cleveland Browns, the air. Oh wait, that's a catch. That's a touchdown. That is a touchdown. That is a touchdown. They're gonna review this. He had both feet in. That's a touchdown. So yeah, no, the Browns have never sniffed the Super Bowl. The Cardinals went to the Super Bowl in 2008. So I mean, if we gonna sit here and talk about that, I'm just saying like the Browns are no better in this situation. The Browns have never been to the Super Bowl. For as bad as the Cardinals have been, they've at least sniffed a. They've been in a Super Bowl. Browns have never been to a Super Bowl. Browns, Lions, Texas Jaguars never appeared in the Super Bowl. I mean, Detroit actually is disgusting because they got cursed. Texans, they were formed in what 2002, so the Texans are a new franchise, So it makes sense that the Texans, a relatively new franchise, hasn't made it there. The Lions, you're an embarrassment. The Browns, you're an embarrassment. The Jaguars were formed in what 96, 97. So again, the Jaguars and Texans, they were formed within the last 30 years. They're fine. The Lions and Browns have been around forever. Haven't done anything. It's a touchdown. Touchdown Cardinals. They take the lead here. 29-27 extra point coming up. They can make this a 30-point game. The Cardinals won a championship in 1925 when the NFL picked people up off the street to play in a game in 1947 after the NFL was recovering from World War II. Yeah, they still won. And 1995, thank you. 1995 for the Jaguars, and I think it's 2002 for the Texans. Yeah, the Cardinals are poverty. And the Browns were winning NFL championships throughout the 50s because they had arguably the greatest football player of all time. It doesn't change the fact that the Browns have never been to a Super Bowl and the Cardinals have. We're going poverty for poverty here. They're both terrible organizations. They're both poverty franchises that haven't done anything since the 60s. For as bad as the Cardinals have been, they've at least touched Super Bowl soil. The Browns have never touched Super Bowl soil. Cardinals fans know what the Super Bowl looks like. Even though it's a painful one that they lost, they know what the Super Bowl looks like. The Browns don't. They're both poverty franchises, but it's not like the Browns are this massively superior franchise to the Cardinals. No, they're both poverty. 30-27. It is a 30-27 game here in the Hall of Fame game. If the Cardinals can go down the field and score a touchdown, they can win the game. This is actually insane. We're getting this. We're getting this in the Hall of Fame game. That's insane. This is this is literally one of the greatest preseason games we've seen. 1946 through 1964, Paul Brown was the GOAT of the Browns. He is disgusted from heaven, I bet. Before the AFL NFL merger, the Steelers were an awful franchise. They were an awful franchise. They did become a dynasty in the 70s. They were also all on, I mean, we could talk about how they were all on drugs, but they were all coked up. I'm just saying. But 1970s, it was okay. No one was checking for drugs. All right, here we go. 1:55 left to go in this game. The Panthers have a chance to lead a game-winning drive here. Let's see if they can go win the game. 1st and 10, incomplete pass there. Pressure on the quarterback there. Good pressure by the defense. King had to throw that away because pressure was coming. 2nd and 10. This is 4-down territory. 1:50 left to go. You have an opportunity to lead a game-winning drive here. That's pressure, man. Pressure on King there. Yeah, people talk about the steel curtain. The steel curtain was made with crack. Second and 10. Another deep shot. He's got separation. He broke free, but the ball was too high. Incomplete pass. Third down and 10. Why are they taking moonshots here for these first two passes? I mean, he had space. The opportunity was there. The receiver made the play. And he just couldn't get it. Also, the ball was a bit overthrown. Third down and 10. Funniest statement of the stream there. Uh, that's a good one. But I'm just saying, that was the curtain. Third and 10. Deep drop back. Fires. Caught! Oh my God, that's a beautiful catch in traffic. First down, Panthers. 1:35 left to go. They're going no huddle. They're going for the win. Can they get it? Can they get a game-winning touchdown here? 1:26 left to go. King in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Looking. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to fire it. It's going to be caught. And the receiver is not... Is he going to be able to get out of bounds? He was not able to get out of bounds. The clock continues to tick. 1:10 left to go in this game. No huddle offense here for the Panthers. They're going for the win. They're right in the Cardinals territory at the 47-yard line. Here we go. A minute left to go. They got to hurry up. King takes the snap. They're going to hand the ball off like some crazy fiends, and they get some good yardage here. You got to call a timeout. 52 seconds left. First down here for the Panthers, Cardinals defense trying to make a stop. You talk about the 80s where everybody was on crack after Chuck Norris retired. Nah, they were on cocaine during the 40s. They were on everything during the 70s. But yeah, in the 40s, they were all about them cigarettes, man. Cigarettes were everything in the 40s, man. They weren't, cocaine wasn't like really taking over in the 40s, man. And I'd say more so they were on them cigarettes. Man, it was the 40s, bro. You were dealing with World War II. Them cigarettes, they were promoted. I saw some crazy commercials about cigarettes in the 40s. That's beside the point. I should not be talking about that in the stream. Let's get back to this. 52 seconds left. Panthers trying to go for the win. Can they get it done here? King in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. Pressure's coming. He's going to dump it off on a screen. And the Cardinals defense was able to read it. The clock continues to tick. They got to go no huddle here. Nope, they're going to have to call their final timeout. They were not ready for it. The Cardinals have done a great job defensively, and they have forced the Carolina Panthers to utilize their final timeouts. It was during the 20s where honestly, I don't know how far back I would really say it was popping. Because again, cigarettes was the main thing. It was the main thing up until like the 60s where they started taking a lot more hard drugs. Like cigarettes were everywhere. They were promoting it. It was part of the look. So even in the 20s and 30s and 40s, you'll see commercials of them promoting endless different brands. So I don't think the cane was, man, this whole live stream is getting restricted. I don't think the cane was really popping at that time. Here we go. King fires downfield. Incomplete. No way he was going to get that. Good defense right there. Third down and 14 here. Cardinals defense with the coverage here. They got a great chance to make a stop here. Now, I mean, the Cardinals could, the Panthers could do something nasty and go for the tie. So we'll see. 39 seconds left. Third and 14. 30-27 here. Let's see what happens. They got two plays to try to do something. Otherwise, they could try to take a field goal. 3rd and 14. Deep drop back. King's going to step up. King's going to take off. He's got all the space. Inside the 30. Inside the 20. And he's going to go out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. They got a chance here. 28 seconds left. King ran up the middle and picked up huge yardage. They're inside the 30. Look at this. He steps up. He's got all the space in the world. He's going to utilize the wheels. He's going to get inside the 20. They're in the red zone. He gets knocked out around the 17-yard line. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 28 seconds left. They could go for the win. They're inside the red zone. If you're the Cardinals, you can't let that happen. 28 seconds left. Here we go. King takes the snap. He looks. He floats it to the end zone. Incomplete. Nothing there. 23 seconds left. Cardinals are going to lose the Hall of Fame game. It could very well happen. Or they could, or the Panthers could settle for a field goal and make it a tie. We'll walk away from this game with a tie. No one's going to overtime over this. 2nd and 10. The Cardinals can either kick for the tie or go for the win. They've got 2, maybe 3 opportunities here. 23 seconds left. Can the Cardinals defense hold, or will Carolina be able to take the lead and the win ultimately here because it's the preseason? 2nd down and 10. What play can you run here? King in the shotgun. Play clock winding down. He's going to take the snap, looking towards his right. He's going to float it to the end zone. It's caught. Oh! He is in bounds. He is inside the 5. 14 seconds left. They got to go quickly. They're going to snap the ball. That's not the ball. They're going to, what's it called? He's going to spike the ball. 6 seconds left. You can run a play for the win. You can run a play for the win. 6 seconds left. You can run a play for the win. He spiked the ball. They could, this might end in a tie, and it will piss me off. All that work to end in a tie is disgusting. 6 seconds left. You need something quick, and it's got to be to the end zone. Carolina can go for the win here. I don't want a field goal, but they could take it, so it could be a tie, and everyone will leave unsatisfied. Here we go. This could be for the win. 6 seconds left. Here we go. Something quick to the end zone. He floats it. Incomplete. They're going to kick a field goal. They're going to kick a field goal. They're going to kick a field goal and take the tie. Please don't kick the field goal. Go for the win. Nobody wants a tie in the Hall of Fame game. Go for the win. They're going to go for the win. They're going to go for the win. Let's go. 2 seconds left. They're going to go for the win. Can the Panthers take the lead and win the game? Or will the Arizona Cardinals hold on and get the 30-27 victory? It's the preseason, but we're having fun. Here we go. 1 play to win the game. 1 play to decide it all. Here we go. King in a shotgun. 2 seconds left. He takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to take off. He's going to take off. He's got it. Touchdown. He's in! Touchdown! The Carolina Panthers win on the final play of the game! King takes it in and wins the game! Oh my God! He just led a 13-play, 65-yard drive and takes it in for the win in the preseason! Oh my God! Panthers win! Panthers win! Panthers win! 33-30! That is how you start the NFL season! And my voice is gone. I got a lot of practice because we're going to have to hold up, man. Oh my God, the Carolina Panthers. King led a game-winning drive, utilized the wheels to win the game. The Carolina Panthers are going to win it 33-30. What a performance by King here. What a way to start off the preseason. What a way to start off the NFL season. He pump faked, took off, extended, and he got it. He got it. He kept his leg up. His knee was not down. The Carolina Panthers are going to win this game 33-30. This is one of the greatest Hall of Fame games, if not the greatest Hall of Fame game I've ever seen. What a way to start off the preseason. Oh my goodness. With that being said, guys, we cut it off here. It's 11 o'clock. I got to go to work tomorrow. I literally streamed for 2.5 hours for a damn preseason game. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Ravens will not be practicing tomorrow. They're off tomorrow. They'll be back Saturday. So yeah, we'll get into that. But preseason games will start next week. This was a wonderful game. I'm glad I got to stream it. Pretty good for a preseason game. Yeah, one hell of a game. With that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for pulling up the stream. Thank you so much for watching. Football is back, and it starts off with a bang. What a game tonight. What a game. With that being said, appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys later. Most likely for the next, actually, I don't know. I might stream the Thursday game. We'll see. I might be streaming a lot more preseason games just to ramp myself up for the regular season. Obviously, I'll be here for the Ravens games. So we'll see how things go. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys later. Be sure to stay safe and peace out. Good night, everybody.